Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scarish podcast.
Woo! Also,
Wait, why we?
Someone requested that in our stream chat, so
Oh.
I'm just going to go ahead and toss that out there.
Thank you. I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to read you your homegrown horrors that you've sent us.
Indeed we are.
What's a homegrown horror?
What is a homegrown horror? You're asking me?
Yeah.
A homegrown horror is the spooky, creepy, paranormal, spiritual, sometimes coincidental, sometimes just very funny, or sometimes brush with true crime. Stories that you, your friends, or your family have that you're willing to share with us and not necessarily share with the entire group. But we adore it when you send them to us. When you let us read them on the show, we get super excited and we try and read every single one of them. And that's what a homegrown horror is,
Yeah.
Robin. Where can
Thanks.
people send those?
You can send them to us at storytime@scarish.com. And we would love and appreciate if you guys could send those to us. Ask your parents, your friends, your grandparents. Ask anybody in your family if they have some cool, scary-ish stories.
Also, scarish.com. You can click on contact us or you can message them to us on our social medias. Facebook.com/scarishpodcast. Tweet at us at scarishpod. Instagram at scarishpodcast. So yeah, those are the ways you can get homegrown horrors to us. And these episodes, the Storytime episodes, as Robin so beautifully put it at the beginning, and she always does, the episodes that we dedicate 100% to those. So I think we're going to jump in feet first, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to volunteer to go first because something happened back in January. Someone reached out to us back in January via message. So they weren't like sending it to us in an email. They're like, I'm going to tell you this directly. And they said, so this stuff happened to me. And a lot of times when that happens, we assume it's private because they're not saying, hey, you can share this. Here's my homegrown horror. It just sounds like something that they're just telling us. They reached out to us and they said like, hey, have you read my story yet? And although that's not like my favorite thing to hear, I'm usually like, I'm pretty sure we have. This is the first time I've ever checked. And I'm like, oh, no, we haven't. And I was able to find it and let them know like, hey, I think it's because we weren't sure whether or not we were allowed to. So we err on the side of caution. If you ever send us something and forget to say you can read this or share this on the pod, probably just hit us up and let us know because we're probably going to put that in the like, oh, this one was a personal one sent to us and respond to you and then, leave it at that. So that is what happened here. So since this one is about 3 months behind, I cut it to the front of the line rather than put it at the back of the queue. So yeah, I'm going to lead with that one. I will say a lot of our stories this week are a little bit on the shorter side. But sometimes we do that and they wind up being really long episodes. So
Cool.
I'm going to get going. So this first one is from Grace and it is titled Wendi-Go Story. So I don't know how this didn't wind up on the show earlier, but it says, so Austin, I don't know who Austin is, just told me that before his best friend told him a story, he himself had experienced something like that, but he never told anyone about it because he didn't know the creature had a name in reference to the Wendigo. Now that it has happened to Will, so again, I don't know who this person is, he doesn't want anyone to think he's just copying. So basically this is a preface like, here's a story about a Wendigo. I heard about it through whatever. Don't think we're stealing it from someone else. Austin said he used to have his bed in the corner of his small room, and it was where he could see out both of his windows. Well, outside of one window, there's a tree. He used to see a creature standing in the tree just looking back at him.
You cut that tree down.
Right? Holy
Or
shit.
trim the branches, so you can't really...
Or load it with plastic explosives to get rid of it forever. Yeah, I see where you're going with this. My head's there too. It goes on.
My heart burns there too.
I hate you so much, but I really do like that movie. It's funny because like the last episode we did, the Atlantis/haunting episode, there was something I was talking about when I was talking about Atlantis, and Robin started to say something, and kind of as like a natural reaction, I was like, I hate you so. Oh wait, that was a really fucking good point. And I think it's funny because like I know a lot of people that kind of do that. They start responding before they actually hear what someone says. So it's one of those things where I was like, oh man, like I was just kind of mean to her and I really shouldn't have been. That was great. That was a great contribution.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to give you a little bit more credit because I think I referenced it on the episode, but yeah, sometimes that happens. So never feel bad giving someone an apology because I was an idiot. All right, gonna get back to the email. He and a friend used to walk into the woods by his house a lot. He said they walked back until there was a clearing. They would be talking to each other and something would talk back to them, mimicking their voices.
No.
Being kids, they thought it was kind of funny at first, but I think it started to get creepy. I don't think he really goes back there anymore. Probably a wise decision, I will say. What else?
That just reminds me of that episode of, It reminds me of that episode of Doctor Who.
Shocker.
Where David Tennant goes on that train through the Crystal Valley, and there's
something that the mummy that only someone can see.
No.
I think of a different episode.
You're thinking of a different episode.
With a train.
So they get on this train, and it's going through a Crystal Valley, and someone or something gets on board and repeats everything everyone says. And it repeats everything everyone says.
Oh, yeah, it starts taking them over.
And it starts getting closer and closer and closer until it's saying it at the exact same time. And then people are like, well, who's the one that's...
I do remember that. The one I'm thinking of is when they can only see, like, a mummy coming for them, like, right before they die. But each person, like, right before they die sees this apparition and no one else can see it. I don't know if that one's based on a train, too. So I'm going to have to go back and look up whichever one that one is. Someone out there is like...
Doctor Who all over again.
Someone out there is like, I know exactly which episode you're both talking about. All right, so the email finishes out like this. I swear to God, when he told me this story, I heard thudding on the roof a couple of times. He lives in a huge farmhouse that has a flat spot on top. Creeped me out. Maybe the Wendi-Go was standing up there. Creepy Twilight Zone music, LOL. Which makes me think a lot of the time I'd be in my room and clear as day, I would hear my mom call my name.
And oh my gosh.
I always asked what she needed from my room, but never got a response. So I'd walk downstairs to ask her why she called me, and she always told me, I never called you. I think we've all had that moment.
It's like that one creepypasta where it's like, I heard it too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or she wouldn't even be home. Wow, that's even scarier. I mean, she very well could have been fucking with me, but I doubt it. What if that was a Wendi-Go mimicking her voice? A lot of people claim to hear their mom yell for them. I don't know, creepy as fuck, and now I don't want to go outside alone at night, which is impossible since I work the night shift. So shruggy emoticon.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's pretty good. I think there's been a lot of times where people just think they hear their voice being called, and it's kind of a good like PSA to put out there that it's most likely some sort of creature trying to lure you to your death. So, yeah. I would say text the person that's calling you just to make sure.
Be like,
what do you want?
Yeah.
I'm scared. Stop calling my name. So good stuff. Good way to start the show, I think. So I guess let's look over in the stream chat and see what you wonderful folks had to say to start the show. I'm going to straighten my tie because I haven't looked at it since we started. No, yep, there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, whatever. This is where I wore to work, so don't get mad at me. I did change my tie, though, because the other tie just didn't look as nice.
I am wearing what I wore to work, except my jacket's different. I had a blazer on, and I took it off because it was gross and sweaty because I went out surveying in it. So I went out surveying, and it's hot in Vegas. It's like 101 now. And so that plus, I mean, just being out in the sun.
Just being you. It's so damn hot.
And so now I'm wearing a different sweater. I always wear sweaters. This is just what I do.
She legitimately wears sweaters and coats all through summer in Las Vegas. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm cool for the summer. Anyway, so, yeah.
So Karen was the first person to talk over in YouTube, and they called out first as well. Major Wolf was second.
Christian J. Wolf over here was first.
I think Christian was second grand total, but definitely first in Twitch. Because my thing can show me either just YouTube, just Twitch, or both combined. So when I boot it up, it shows me both of them.
Interesting.
Yup. Shout out to Eric W1, who is now following us on
so
Twitch. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Let's see. Lots of hellos. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Queen Caffeine says, arguing with the dog. He doesn't want the bedroom doors open, and I don't.
That's
or
funny.
he wants the bedroom door open, and I don't. Okay. That happens a lot with our cat.
Oh, yeah. The cat does not abide closed doors in this house.
Yeah, she can't decide what she wants.
Cat Beatrix is here. Cat Beatrix says hi as well, along with Anna. Anna says, sup, guys? Looks like it's going to storm in Chicago. I was really hoping that storm would come early because I'm flying into Chicago tomorrow night, and my flight has already been canceled 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
Your new flights, too?
No, not the flight I have now, but that Tuesday or Monday fiasco, whenever it was, it was canceled. Then it was like, oh, take this flight. And I was like, boop. And it's like, that flight no longer exists. So I was like, well, shit, I'll try the next direct flight. Tried that one. That one got canceled too. So I was like, holy shit. So now I have like 12 hours of commuting via air travel when it should be like 3.5.
I get to stay at home and go to Korean barbecue.
Yup.
All weekend, every day, all day.
You're just going to live there.
I'm just going to live at the Korean barbecue place. Okay.
Capri Chick says, we're in a creepy senior center with no Wi-Fi. That's kind of creepy, I guess. No Wi-Fi is scarier, I think, than a senior center. So.
Well, no Wi-Fi in a senior center. Imagine just at night, no Wi-Fi, your phone has no signal, and you're in this dark place, and these elderly people start saying things that don't make sense and start creeping you out.
You're just writing your own movie right now. It sounds
Yeah.
like that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong one where they go to the grandparents' house and they have sundowners.
Oh, yeah.
But
dude.
it's also not their grandparents, which is pretty obvious.
Okay, let's see what else.
So there was some, when I looked over here right before we started the show, I noticed someone say, please do a loud woo. And I was like, I'll do a loud-ish woo, like the loud end of what I normally do. And then I looked over right before we went live, and someone said to do a wee. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do a wee too.
Wee!
Karen says, random thing to add, but there's this really amazing app called Webtoon where you can read a bunch of cool comics for free. That is pretty cool.
Awesome.
I read most of my comics on Instagram nowadays because people post 10 pages. And
I
I'm
buy
like,
them for you, and you read them on Instagram.
they're right there, here. It's a giant stack, and now we got this new stack going on. This whole bookshelf is going to get taken out. We need a new solution here because this is not a solution anymore.
I want to get built-ins.
Built-ins are great until you're sick of them, and then you can't move them.
Let's see. Captain Fake Eye says, I hate being at work at night. I used to work at GameStop.
Yep.
and Borders. And so when I was a manager or in management, I used to have to close the store. And sometimes you'd have to close the store and it'd be like 10:30, but it's dark outside and you have to walk home alone. And it was scary. It's not the best thing. And 10:30 is not even that late.
Plus, you always have to worry about getting robbed at gunpoint. Like, anytime you work retail, anywhere, you have to worry about someone putting a gun in your face and taking something that isn't theirs. Like, that sucks. That's, like, legitimately scary shit, you know?
Yeah. That's real life fear.
Some real life shit for you guys.
Aw, Queen Caffeine says, you guys have a lovely Hufflepuff theme going on. I told you.
This is Purdue all the way, just so you know. I went
Hufflepuff.
to Purdue.
This
is Purdue.
Poof, okay? Don't be jelly. Spooky Zora says, it was super gloomy and almost raining in my part of San Fran today, but apparently great weather in downtown San Francisco. So that's pretty cool. Great weather's always nice. Spooky Zora says, my dog just stomped at me, but I can't feed her yet because her food is still hot. Do you cook your dog like its own meals? That's amazing.
It's a bit much.
People do that though.
I know. I just don't know the time.
So I follow these YouTubers called Rachel and June, and they live in Japan, but June makes their cats like gourmet meals. Like gourmet cat meals.
It's just so much money and time.
It is so cool.
Shout out to Jackie Chan, who has joined us. Jackie joined us very late last time and was like, I feel so bad about it. You don't need to feel bad about that. And I think Emma also joined us late last time and also said that. And I just want to shout out to everyone who joins us late and thinks we're going to be upset at them. You never have to worry about coming in late.
Life happens.
Literally
People have things to do. Sometimes we're late for the show.
That is totally true.
It's totally true. Okay.
Ajabar said, Adam, please do a wee for this time only. So it was Ajabar who asked me to do that. Jace is here again. And Ajabar said, thank you so much, Adam. I hope it was a loud enough woo. And I can't wee that loud. I think my voice box would explode out of my throat if I do it. Thank you for joining us. It's Ajabar's first time. And I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Al-Jabar. If I didn't get it right, let me know.
Captain Fake Eye says, you should see the stare my cat gives me when I'm holding his food, but I haven't put it down yet.
That's so funny.
When we used to ration our dog's food more, Yui, our corgi, used to just stare and wait. But she'd be so
patiently,
because she would sit there and she would just wait.
And you would tell her, like, you're not allowed to get your food until I say go.
Yeah.
Just, like, sit, and she'd sit there, and, like, you'd lower the food and stand up and walk away from it.
And now that she's 7 years old, she's like, I know the drill. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, put the fucking food down. I'll get to whatever.
So whenever we eat dinner, she starts to eat dinner. So she's pretty good dog.
Shout out to Blanca Bella, who has joined us over there. Major Wolf says, I'm here making a dragon head with paper mache. When I'm done with it, I'll send a pic on the Facebook page.
Oh,
Please
cool,
do.
nice.
I definitely want to see it.
Spooky Zora says she has freeze-dried food that they pour hot water in. So that's kind of cool. I didn't know they even did that for cat food. A's Monster says my cat screams while I'm feeding him as if I'll forget to actually set it down for him if he doesn't.
That's funny.
So we just have like this cat food dispenser, and
it's like a big jug on top of a food bowl.
The little cat food bowl area of it will have a mound of food, and as soon as she puts a little divot into it, she cries like she's gonna die, but she eats like a monster.
She basically like thrashes her head and knocks the food out all over the place.
So there's food all around the bowl, and it's just mind-blowing. She's the messiest cat. It's insane.
All right, Karen has our question of the week. If you could travel back to the lowest point in your life, what advice would you give to your past self? It's a pretty good question.
What advice?
What advice would you give to your past self? Leo Chacha, thank you for joining us
I would
at the live
say
stream.
realize that you are worth more than you think you are. Because I think I stayed with people that I dated for longer than I should have. Because I was just like, I'm fuggo. No one's going to want me. And this is fine. I'm good in this situation. And sometimes you don't realize how shitty your situation is until you're out of it. Because you don't give yourself the credit you deserve. So, yeah. That's advice for everyone out there that thinks they're not good enough.
That's a good piece of advice. I would probably just tell myself it does get better. It will get better. Have faith. It's going to get better. Francisco said had to switch to YouTube. Twitch is acting weird. Looks like we dropped a few frames at the beginning, but it's steadied out since then. So hopefully it doesn't have any more problems. Aljabar said, I'm waiting for my future self to come give me that advice. Anna says, advice I give myself in the past, it legitimately gets better. You survive this and so much more. It's totally true. Jackie Chan says, y'all look cute, but it's too hot to wear that in Arizona. It's 105 degrees today. She will wear sweaters and coats on the surface of the sun, I swear to God. And she'll be like, it's so chilly. Leave the fan off.
I run hot. So
look at her.
So if it's like hot for him, it's still cold for me. So I'll get like chills sometimes and he's like, you're insane.
She is insane. Kat says, I would say don't take that job. Emma speaking, don't be that bitch. That's hilarious. Leo Chacha says, I would say you'll get through this. Feel all the feelings. It will get better. Jay says, I would tell past me, this is going to get real deep, that I couldn't control anything when my parents tried to kick me out. Leave. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to leave.
Sometimes things seem so earth-shattering, and then later on when you look back at it, you're like, man, I really should have just done that on my own. Like, it's such an unhealthy situation. I think a lot of times you're like spurred into action because someone else makes the decision for you, and that hurts more than anything else. And then you realize in the end, like, man, that was totally worth it. Like sometimes losing a job or a breakup or shit like that. It's just sort of how it goes. Glitch Grim says, Twitch is not good for driving and listening, so YouTube it is. Hannah says, Mom just said, fuck yeah. Whee! That's hilarious. Cat Beatrix says, no speakers. We feel like we're missing so much about what Adam and Robin are saying. What is Adam gesturing at? I'm not gesturing at anything right now. I just want you to feel like left out. So there you go.
Cool.
All right.
Lots of Gryffindors, lots of Hufflepuffs.
Yeah, lots of Hufflepuffs. No one from Purdue out here. We have one person that goes to IUPUI, but I don't think he's joining us tonight. So,
how many cuckoos have you seen in your lifetime? What is that?
I don't know what a kukui is. Oh wait, no, we talked about kukui, didn't we, on the Patreon live thing? That was the story that we got from one of the people that did the impromptu story time. Am I crazy? Isn't that the same thing? Talking to myself here.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Glitch Grim says he'd tell his younger self, don't sell your bitcoins. That is interesting.
Well, yeah, because now Bitcoin's like $2,000, $3,000. And when you could first buy Bitcoin, it was like $100.
Flor Navarro says, hi guys, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Karen says, Robin is insane in the membrane. I 100% agree. So the kukui is like the boogeyman.
None.
Maybe one when I was a kid, but as
I've
I've gotten older, I've decided that I didn't see anything. But yeah, we got to get to an email soon, so maybe I'll tell that story at another interlude. Yeah, good word.
Thanks. All right. So I'm going to go into the next email then, since we have so much chat going on. One of these days, we're just not going to be able to keep up with chat anymore, and it's going to be really unfortunate that we're going to have to skip a bunch.
I think one of these days we're just going to have a stream where we just talk to chat. We don't even read any stories.
Well, they just announced subscriber-only streams that you can do.
I saw that. So interesting.
Just to let you guys know. Okay. All right. This next email the subject is obviously you can share this on the podcast, which is great.
Is that obvious?
No, obvious? It's not obvious to anyone but me that's reading. Okay.
Lots of people over in Stream Chat are shouting out Jason Momoa, so I'm glad to see that that's caught on. Maybe he'll start listening to our show.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Except you just made fun of Aquaman the entire episode.
I did not. I just said that Aquaman was a documentary. I didn't make fun of Aquaman. I made a boatload of money. It's so awesome for him. That dude was living out of the back of a van when they were filming parts of Game of Thrones. So now that he had like a movie make like $1.5 billion that's set on top of the box office, there's no actor who deserves that shit more than Jason Momoa. I'm just saying. Was not making fun of that movie.
He's making Momoa money.
Go ahead and read that email before I start hitting my head on this desk violently.
Okay, so it goes. Hello, Robin and Adam. My name is Maritza, pronounced Maritza. M-E-R, like it's pronounced M-E-R, so Mer-it-sa. I am 23 years old and I live in Detroit, Michigan. I've been binge listening to your podcast for almost 3 months now. I literally listen all day at work from 6 to 2:30 p.m., so now I'm almost caught up. Once I'm all caught up, I'll probably listen to them all over again. Oh, you're so sweet.
That is very
because
sweet.
They're all so good. So I was supposed to send my story in last week, but every time I would remember, I would already be in bed and be scared as fuck to write it.
That's funny.
So here it goes. This happened maybe about 5 years ago. My uncle, who lives in Mexico, has been hooked on drugs for a long time now. No one really talks about it because I guess you could say our family is ashamed about it, which is totally normal.
Yeah, I think it is.
I have an aunt that has problems, and it happens. It's a life thing.
I'm going to mark that in case you don't want to air out the family laundry.
I'm not saying anything in particular. It's just sometimes your family members have problems, and it's okay to talk about them sometimes. You know what I mean? You don't have to be ashamed of it. It's
I 100% agree
but
with
that's
that
normal
sentiment.
for families to be like,
sometimes you
let's
just
hide
prefer
this person because...
Yeah, sometimes like families are trying to be private, but instead they're just being shamed and like hiding shit.
Right.
Yeah, there's a very fine line to walk.
When my uncle is high, he wanders the streets in Mexico saying that he's possessed by a demon that tells him to hurt himself or his family. One time, he even knocked down a heavy light pole because of the supposed demon. But I call bullshit on the demon. It's just the stupid drugs. He always said that no one loves him or gives him attention. Anyways, one night, I was dreaming that I was at the mall with a couple friends. I got a phone call saying that my mom had given birth to my baby sister at home, but that I had to go home because the baby wasn't going to make it. That's depressing.
Wow, that's shocking.
So me and my friends were rushing to get home. When we get home, everyone except my uncle was gathered around the baby. The baby was in a coffin. That's a horrifying dream. With its head and one arm hanging out, still clinging to life. I asked what happened, and they said that the baby was poisoned. In my dream, my uncle was sitting far away from the baby in a dark corner. When I asked who had poisoned the baby, they said that my uncle had bit the baby.
Bit the baby?
Yes.
I'm debating. Okay, so this is a dream.
Yes.
It's not an actual event. So I'm going to go ahead and make the Austin Powers joke here where it sounds like this guy was trying to eat that baby in your dream. Did he oddly have a Spanish accent? Spanish? Holy fuck. Did he have a Scottish accent? Holy shit. I need to watch Austin Powers again to brush up on that.
Wait. The baby started to throw up and died. As soon as I turned to my uncle, he turned into the devil and started to laugh, just like the devils laugh in movies. As soon as I heard that laugh, I literally sat straight up in bed, as Adam would say, like the Undertaker. I was breathing really hard and started to get nauseous. I ran to the bathroom and I puked. When I threw up, it looked just like the baby's puke in my dream.
Wow.
I later called my grandma in Mexico and told her about my dream, and she said that my dream was just trying to tell me how bad my uncle's addiction is. That's the end of the story. Sorry if it's bad grammar. You're fine. But I'm too scared to proofread it. So I hope it made sense, and I have more stories to tell you guys, so I'm going to send you another email with a different story. By the way, I just wanted to say that I love the podcast so much. I love the community and the relationship you guys have. Aw, thank you. I would send a picture of my own baby, but I don't have pets. Just a daughter that is in her terrible twos, so unless she counts. Anyways, have a nice day and keep on doing what you guys do. Much love, Maritza.
Thank you for sending that in.
Thank you so much. That's a really intense dream.
It is. There's a lot of things to unpack in this email. Like, the first thing I want to say is anyone who wants to show us pictures of their children,
you're allowed.
We would never tell you that your kids are omen babies by saying we're grouping them together with animals. So we might need a different hashtag for that. And I don't come up with those. Usually it's Robin who comes up with those. My hashtags are like hashtag don't eat ass, which didn't spread as much as I thought it would because apparently everyone out there is eating ass. But please send us pictures of your kids. Those are weird sentences to bump up against each other.
Oh, God.
But we don't mind at all seeing little human omen babies. So we think they're adorable. We have nieces, so it's always a fun thing to share. And if they're always dressed up in spooky stuff too, that's something I think we all want to see. So aside from that, what do you got to say?
No, yeah. I mean, we love seeing kids. I mean, I know Carly has some twins, and her twins are absolutely adorable.
She also adopted cats as kittens.
Oh my goodness!
And those
and then
cats,
one of them had a cat. One of them had a bunch of cats.
Yeah, those cats love her daughter, so she posts these like pictures that you think that she must be getting off of Google or something because they're just adorable.
Because their black cat follows one of her daughters to the school bus every day.
Yeah, she stands there and waits for the school bus and is looking, and the cat's standing next to her. I'm like, this is just the most adorable thing I've ever seen. Totally true. Getting back to the email. So I think it is one of those things where I think that's like something I say a lot of times, but it's just one of those things. I hate myself for it. That said, addiction is something that everyone deals with differently. And when you have someone that blames it on something else, that's probably the most common thing you'll see with people when they're struggling with their own addiction. So some people blame it on their religion. Some people blame it on demons. Some people blame it on their family members or their traumatic past. Lots of things. And it's not to say that they don't have trauma in their past that was like incredibly detrimental and definitely like fueled something like that. So it's a really difficult thing to deal with. And, you know, I do think that your dream is definitely indicative, just like your grandmother said, of it probably just being on your mind and realizing like how traumatic that is and seeing it spill over into your family. And there's probably a lot you can read into that, but it's something too where you have to understand that like people that suffer from addiction, you shouldn't look at them as anything but like truly a victim, because like you're a victim of circumstance and you're a victim of a lot of things, usually a lot of trauma in your life, and then eventually you become a victim of your own shitty decisions. You know, and you can be pissed off at them for the decisions they make. And I've dealt with this in my life, which is kind of why I wanted to take a step out to talk about it. And like, I've been very, very angry at people. Like, you chose this. Like, you're going down this horrific path because you chose to go down it. But at the same time, you have to keep into perspective, like, yeah, they chose it when they were really fucked up, you know? And it's really hard to stand by someone when they're really fucked up, but it's also incredibly important, you know? And that said, there's also time that you have to understand that you do need to protect yourself and protect your family from someone who has like a severe addiction. But it's a fine line to walk, and anyone who's struggling with it, like, we sincerely hope that you find your path. And it's not an easy thing to do. So just going to say keep going. And to anyone dealing with someone in their life who is suffering from an addiction, just keep going. That's all you can really do, is just keep going. So just want to say that little bit of a serious note. So fun stuff, right? All right. Let's look over into Stream Chat and see what you wonderful folks had to say.
YouTube's got all the chat today.
It does have a lot of fucking chat going on.
I mean,
like, it's just scrolling.
My shirt is like not keeping.
My tie is strangling me, so I think we're having wardrobe malfunctions today.
I'll strangle you.
Please don't. Okay, looking over here. Glitch says 12,000 right now. Sigh. 12,000 what? I need to scroll up more, but it won't scroll up. Do you not have any Twitch chat over there?
No, there's one thing. Says Queen Caffeine says #creepy as fuck for kids. I'm going to say no on that one. I don't want pictures of people's kids to have that as a hashtag.
What was the hashtag?
Creepy as fuck.
That's funny.
I want something cute. Something adorable, but like scary-ish themed.
Wow. So, okay. I saw Flor Navarro come in. I said, hi, guys, from Flor Navarro. Kat says, we keep asking the ghosts here to fix the Wi-Fi, but nothing. And then Emma says, through Kat, we even promised them a shout-out in the pod. So shout out to the spirits who are currently around, Kat and Emma. Take care of the Wi-Fi for them, and they'll take care of you. And and then they started talking about the fact that the reference was to the boogeyman, and they were asking how many boogeymen have you seen. So I guess I'll talk about the boogeyman thing now. So when I was a kid, I was very little. I was probably like 4 or 5, probably not any older than that. I had this like mirror next to my door, and me and my brother slept in bunk beds, and I slept on, I can't remember the top or the bottom, to be honest with you. It was a very long time ago. What I do remember is I woke up and it was like just like dawn. I don't want to say breaking dawn because I don't want Robin to start talking about vampires, but the light was coming through and it was hitting in a really weird way where like my room was really lit up. And I was like looking around, and I looked in the mirror and I didn't see anything. And then I started to go back to bed, and I felt like something was looking at me. So I opened my eyes and I looked in the mirror, and I swear to God, I saw like not a skull face, but like, and this is a really cheesy reference, but like if you've seen Sinister, kind of like what Bagul looks like if it had like a robe over the top of it. I thought it was the Grim Reaper because I was a kid. I probably just heard what the Grim Reaper was, and I like pulled the blanket over my head, and I was like fucking terrified until someone came into the room to wake me up. And I think that's the only time I've really seen like a boogeyman. So
Yeah,
if you've seen
I haven't
one.
seen one myself. So.
If you've seen one, let us know. We want to hear that story. Karen says the boogeyman would be way less scary if someone would just hand him a Kleenex. Oh, she put Boogerman.
Oh.
Get it?
Like Bogeyman. Get it?
Yep. Major says, does anyone watch football? I do. It's as I'm going through all the trinkets that we can put on the desk, I always try and pick the Bears one because last season we started doing this show before.
Where's my coffee?
It's behind you. We started doing this show before the football season started, and I told her, like, I need to wear a Bears jersey pretty quickly so people know that I'm a Bears fan. It's not going to matter because they're going to be terrible. And then I wore the Trubisky jersey, and then the next game he had 6 fucking touchdowns, and the Bears did really well last season. So, yeah, I'm a huge, huge Bears fan. I love football.
I'll wear my Colts one, and you can wear your Bears one, and we'll be, like, warring factions.
Andrew Luck is really good again, so I think it's because he's not hurt.
Lucky.
I hate you so much. I think it's funny that Karen busted Major's balls because he said, does anyone watch football? And she's like, depends, football or soccer. And he said, American football. And she said, I watch neither, but clarification would be nice. LOL. Dick move, but kind of funny. Major says, my bad, but my older brother used to play with the Matthew family, Jake, Luke, Mike Matthew, and their cousin is Clay Matthew. And if you're old, their father is Bruce Matthew, the former Texas Oilers. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's pretty awesome. Clay Matthews has made a fucking career out of shattering my hopes and dreams, but he's actually supposed to be a really awesome person in real life.
Oh, you mean your Final Fantasy, your fantasy football hopes and dreams?
No, I mean like my Chicago Bears hopes and dreams because he's a fucking Green Bay Packer. This is the first season actually that he went into free agency and they didn't pick him back up. So, yes, I know who that is. It's awesome that you have that connection though. It's really cool. Jay says hashtag Little Monster because Little Monster is a kid. It's not bad. It's kind of mean.
No. We can't be Lady Gaga, like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's.
Algebra says hashtag Little Skittle. That's fucking hilarious. I like that.
That's adorable.
Major says I'm scared because I'm sitting at home, alone at home, and I have one light on, and the light is flickering every now and then. One of the lights in our kitchen flickers, and it's because it needs to be changed. So if it flickers after you change it, the lamp is either broke or you have a demon. When the words demon and ghost are said is when it's flickering too. That's fucking creepy. Algebra says, or it's the hand-slinging slasher. I've never heard of the hand-slinging slasher.
It's from SpongeBob.
Wow. I hate all you SpongeBobbers so much.
I got to talk about SpongeBob today because we went out surveying, and if you folks don't know what surveying is, it's just like going out and taking GPS points and kind of mapping it and stuff like that. But we went outside.
You shake this desk so much, dude.
We went outside, and it's ridiculously hot. I brought a coffee because I'm a coffee fiend. One of our newer interns brought water, and my boss didn't bring any water. And so someone was telling us when we were leaving, like, bring water so you don't dehydrate out there. And my boss is just like, I don't need water. And I was just like, you don't need it. And I had to tell him, like, you remember that SpongeBob episode?
No one remembers that SpongeBob episode.
And he's like, yeah. Where he dries up and turns into a sponge because he's a sponge.
Can you check Twitch? I'm being told over here that Twitch isn't working at all. No, Twitch is working over here for us.
No, Twitch is working for us. So,
Twitch sucks.
Yeah,
what can I say?
Twitch is very on and off, which is
Yeah, our frames are okay over here, so it's on Twitch's end, which makes it really hard to diagnose problems.
It's nice when my boss knows SpongeBob references. So.
All right, Cat Beatrix. Actually, it's Emma speaking at Major. Use the ghost to your advantage. That's hilarious. Blanca Bella says, so is sleep paralysis only when you're sleeping and wake up and can't move? I don't think it's only that, but it's typically described as when you wake up from sleep and your body is still paralyzed and then you are conscious, but you can't move at all. Akbar has joined us, and Akbar says, forgot what day it is. You made it just in time. We've only gone through 2. Good stuff. Blanca Bella says, because I have dreams and in my dreams I can't move. That is not sleep paralysis. I also have those dreams, though, where for whatever reason, like, I'm either completely immobilized or a portion of me is immobilized. That's like a different beast. When you're actually conscious, like you're in the waking world, that's when sleep paralysis is technically in effect.
Queen Caffeine says, so I'm trying to get haunted to spice up my day-to-day life. The Ouija board isn't doing it for me. Anybody got any ideas?
Wow. Don't. That's my idea for
don't
you.
Drop that turketer.
Why do you keep going back to that song?
Because it's so addicting. It's like once you start singing,
it's
you're the one that
from
keeps
2012.
singing. Yeah, but you keep singing Blackpink songs.
I didn't sing it at all today. Thank you for bringing it back up. You're an asshole. It's on you now. Blanca Bella says, I don't wake up. It's all in the dream. Well, that's, I think, just a nightmare. That's a really shitty dream.
Spooky Zora says, the last story made me think about the reoccurring dreams I used to have about being haunted by the ring girl. It's not really enough to send in a story, but every few months or years, I have a dream about being haunted by a ghost or girl that I'm going to die. The feeling or dread I have in those dreams is the worst. Just like knowing that I'm going to die. Not cool. I hate those dreams. I am going to do an episode on the inspiration behind the ring one of these days.
That's a good idea.
So that'll be cool. I'm really excited about it. It'll be a lot of research. We'll see. But yeah, so.
Good stuff. All right. Over here, there's still a whole lot going on over here. Etsley has joined us, says, hello, spooky friends. Ralph says, Twitch isn't working for me. Twitch isn't working for a few people.
Apparently.
Karen says, Adam, sometimes I don't know the right path until you're so far down the wrong one that the others fade away and you begin to get lost. It's 100% true. And it's very bizarre how easy it is to get misled. Like when you hear stories like, how did like this person join a cult? You know, like how did this person like get involved in this or involved in that? It doesn't happen like someone just like, oh, I'm going to make a stupid fucking decision. Like it's basically just like, you gradually make incorrect decisions and then you start making bad decisions, you know? And by then you really, they always say like, you cannot get help until you want help, you know? And that is very, very true. But a lot of times like you want help and there's no help there. And that's the thing when it comes to dealing with people with addiction or a lot of other things in their life too, is it's really hard to stay by their side when they don't want help. But if you're not there the moment they do, it's like, that shit I can't live with, which is why I kind of try and do those shout outs where it's like, look, I know it's fucking hard, but you kind of got to just keep doing it. Like be as like hands off as you can and protect yourself as much as possible. But like,
just keep swimming.
I don't say just keep swimming. I say keep going. It's not my thing. I'm sorry.
You watched Finding Nemo, haven't you?
One time.
Jesus.
I was 30.
Laura Ann asks, anyone have any weird imaginary friends when they were younger? I never did. Captain Fake Eye said, no, but I definitely pretended that my stuffed animals were Sailor Scouts. That's adorable. Oh my gosh. Queen Caffeine says, I had an invisible friend who would beat everyone who made me mad.
That's awesome.
That's creepy. Abe's Monster said, one of my classmates in elementary school had an imaginary friend who was an angry drunk old man with a hunchback who tried to fight everything.
Wow.
Maybe you and Queen Caffeine had the same, bro. You never know.
Ralph says, nice haircut, bro. Thank you. Appreciate
Someone
that.
else mentioned your haircut earlier, too.
It's a good haircut. It's not exactly the haircut I wanted.
I want the crisp punch.
She was not happy with it when I got home either, so I was just like, whatever. I guess it's a shitty haircut. It doesn't look bad. It was done very well. It's just, it is what it is. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. I got compliments at work, and one person told me that my head is enormous, and they didn't realize till just now. Just shocking because my head is fucking huge.
Who said your head is enormous? At work?
I'm not going to call out names, but it was definitely one of my bosses.
Okay. Captain Fake Eye said, I didn't even want to be Sailor Moon. I wanted to be Sailor Jupiter. Nice choice.
Ashley says, how many stories are left? 4. I mentioned
4.
that. I don't know if you heard it before you came in.
Yeah. Queen Caffeine says, I wanted to be Tuxedo Mask. The thing with Tuxedo Mask is how can he not realize Sailor Moon and Usagi are not the same? They're the same person, but he can't tell that they're the same person, even though they have the same hairstyle. Like, who else has buns?
It's like people who don't
like
realize Clark Kent is Superman. It's like,
yeah, but
he's 6'5", he's ripped as fuck, and he showed up when Superman did and started
but
writing.
But you've seen that picture of Zooey Deschanel where she has
her bangs
glasses
are changed. He doesn't really change his hair that much, so he just takes off his glasses.
I don't know, man.
People are actually, they wrote into the comics that there's like
because when Superman becomes Superman, he has like that twisty.
Just one fucking twist. They wrote into the comics that like the reason people don't notice is because part of his superpowers is that like he has this like ability to like dampen people's like senses into figuring out his like secret identity. That's 100% true. They
like
put that
Doctor
shit in there.
Who, where when Prisoner Zero escapes and he hides in a room. And it's like he has this psychic ability where it makes you not want to look into that corner where that room exists.
Not exactly. It's not that people don't want to look at him. It's that people just don't realize. They don't make the connection. You got to realize something about Superman. This is my giant fucking nerd coming out. Is that Superman's premise for a very long time when he was created up until probably the 80s, maybe the 70s, was that he could literally do anything. And he used to just come up with superpowers on the spot. So at some point he kind of got a nerf, and he's still basically capable of doing anything. All right, there is so much fucking chat going on. The more I talk, the more we fall behind. So I'm going to take as much as I can out of this. Glitch says, fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons for jocks. 100% true. I do both. Etsley says, oh my God, nothing has ever made so much sense. LMFAO. That's so funny.
Lots of Sailor Moon talk. I just want to tell anybody who's trying to learn Japanese, Sailor Moon, even though it seems like a really childish show, it's a really kiddie show, but it's that way because it's perfect if you want to learn Japanese. So if you're starting out Japanese, trying to learn it and get used to speaking it and everything like that, it's very simple. All the dialogue in Sailor Moon is super simple. It's a great way to start just hearing it and
such fucking
and
nerds,
understanding it. So it's really cool. If you guys are trying to learn Japanese,
all right,
watch it.
Gonna move through more stuff here. Major Roll says, at Cat Beatrix. Love you, Cat, or Emma, whoever said that. Emma speaking says, we've become one. Cat says, for today at least. Major says, LOL, I'll show you the world. That's funny. Ralph says, you guys need an intern. I think you're referencing us. We definitely need a production assistant. We just can't pay anyone. Aljabar says, I think my duty here is to spout SpongeBob lines. LOL. Cat says, will intern. So yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool. I mean, we have some admins, and I think that's about as much as we've delved out. But there's some stuff we're not comfortable like dumping on you guys.
Yeah.
And then there's some stuff we consider maybe someone that might want to like take the emails from my mom.
Yeah.
Because she's very, very busy nowadays.
Spooky Zora says, OMG Robin, every time I want to buy something, I say to myself, I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I love SpongeBob. Sorry.
Akbar says, if you say ghost or demon and your light flickers, say it over and over and start a disco. I like where your head's at. We
have a lot of shorter listeners, apparently. Everyone's listing their heights, and it like ranges from 5'1" to 5'4". I'm 5'8".
I'm 6'1".
So
I'm pretty
we're
tall.
kind of tall. I'm definitely tall for an Asian. I'm like unnaturally tall for an Asian, and
And she sings pretty fly for a white guy all the fucking time lately. Don't me. It's 100% true.
And I'm usually wearing heels too, so that's like another 3 inches. So when we've met some spooky friends and stuff like that, I
towering
feel
over people. Yeah, it's totally true. All right, I'm gonna finish out my YouTube shit. I got a couple more scrolling to go. Karen says, I just finished the Yellowstone volcano episode, and I'm so glad I live in Ohio and I'm not in the Bone Zone or Pound Town. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be rough. Aljabar says, I want my bone to be pounded. Oh my god, that's gross. Major says, hello, Karen. I feel you. I live in Dallas, Texas, I'm nowhere near. So yeah, lots of stuff. Akbar says, I have to rewatch this to get what Adam is referencing. Yeah, we're like so balls deep in this chat. It's so hard to go back.
Which one? What?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Jackie Chan says, I'm friends with my fiance's barber, and I always tell him to give me the fuckboy
Oh my
haircut.
Gosh. You got to tell him, give me the Pidgeotto.
I had like shaved sides and like longer comb or longer side part for a little while that I was slicked back. Me, and like 3 employees on my team when I was still working for like Tesla/call center had the same haircut. And this chick came up and she's like, I think it's awesome that we all have the fuckboy haircut. And she just walked away.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you know what? She's right, but it is totally the Pidgeotto. Karen says, Adam, you got a big head because it's filled with air. LOL, JK, it's lots of brains. It's a pretty good joke, though.
I don't know. Let me find out how much brains it's filled with.
What do you mean? You're going to kill me?
Yes.
Random dude. Whoa, you look like Superman. Superman, no, I got glasses and no twisty. That's fucking funny.
Let's see.
Random dude. Oh, cool. Never mind. Major Wolf is 6 foot tall. Akbar is 5'10". Jackie Chan says, wait, what? I'm 5 feet tall and taller than both my parents, and we're Vietnamese. Jeez. Major, oh God. Okay, don't get too gross, guys. Major says Robin loves the extra 3 inches. It's a pretty good joke, though. Aljabar says 180 centimeters. Don't know what the other measurements, so they don't know inches. Someone convert that for them. Etsley says I'm barely clocking 5'3". Rip. I'm small and filled with envy of tall people. LOL.
When reading manga and stuff like that, they label the heights of characters in centimeters.
It's just because no one uses the metric. Everyone uses the metric system but us.
Tall characters are always like, when they're like tall and super brooding and attractive in these manga, they're like around 170
What's
centimeters.
That?
So
do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Just want to toss that out there,
but
to enhance the mystery.
That means Aljabar must be really tall if he's 180 centimeters.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. All right, but
Major says, love you, Robin, JK.
Captain Fake Eye says, seems like all the tall people are over on YouTube.
Akbar says, my friend older than me is 4'8". Dang.
Okay, I don't know. Wait.
4'8" is short.
No. I don't know why we're talking about heights now.
You brought it up.
Okay, whose turn is it
It's
to
my
read?
turn.
Okay, read your story.
I was just trying to get through YouTube, and you're like, see, here's the thing about Sailor Moon, everyone. All right, we're going to list all the moons. Okay.
There's only one. Well, there's Chibi Moon.
See, I should have just kept my fucking mouth shut. All right, we're moving on. So I'm going to move into my shut your goddamn whore mouth. Don't get mad at me. She fucking said that to me in front of my bosses on like a game. We went out to a baseball game, and the only thing they had to say to me after the baseball game when I saw them at work was, we think Robin is adorable. We heard her lean over to you when we were waiting to get drinks, and she said, shut your stupid whore mouth. So for like a week, everyone at work was telling me to shut my stupid whore mouth. So
maybe you should.
See, okay, whatever. Moving on to my second email, leaving that 100% in the show, by the way. My second email is holy hell. That's the subject. And it starts like this. It's short. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. I just recently started listening to y'all's podcast / any podcast. So they're new to podcasts, which is exciting. So I have 2 stories. Before I get on to your stories, at the end of this email, I'm going to toss you some podcast recommendations depending on your interests. So just letting you know. So they have 2 stories. They were both when I was a lot younger than they were now. I'll also give context. For a long time, I hated bedtime. I think we all did. No one wanted to go to bed. Now it's like my favorite thing. I would cry and cry until I was able to sleep on the floor in my brother's room. I have no clue why. When I started sleeping in my room, I would stay up until everyone else went to bed. I also have no fucking idea why. One night, my brothers were doing stupid shit, and both my parents went downstairs to the living room to see what the hell was going on. After about 5 minutes, for some odd reason, I sat up. And I shit you not, I saw a black shadow figure walking into my fucking room and walk into my closet. Let's just say I had a very restless night.
Nightmares.
I want to know if you screamed and told your parents to check that closet, because, like, that's one of my biggest fears as a father. Like, when I eventually have kids, is the fact that I'm going to have to check on their boogeymen when really I want to hold them up as a shield so I don't get killed first. But, okay. Second story. The second one is my very first experience of sleep paralysis. I hadn't quite fallen asleep yet.
I bet the first time is always the worst time because you're like, what is going on?
It's the first time you ever experience it. You know what? It's kind of funny. I was just thinking, like, what was my first time? And I never remember it. I totally just remember it.
We're still talking about sleep paralysis, right?
Yeah, sleep paralysis. And you know what's funny? Like, don't keep that in the back of your head because it's going to get really gross if you think of that. The first time I had sleep paralysis, I went to spend the night at my uncle's house. So I used to sleep in his basement. And he told me, like, ghost stories before I went to bed. And then he told me, like, if you ever see something, like, first of all, you shouldn't want to see anything. Like, leave it be. But if you ever see something, don't ask it what it is. Don't talk to it. Just tell it to leave. And then he went upstairs, like, good night. I was like fucking 7, guys. Like, it was terrifying. So I was down in this basement, which was cold and dark, probably filled with spiders. I fell asleep on this couch, and I woke up and I had sleep paralysis. And it was completely dark, and I'm in this basement just listening, like, drips and pings of, like, a house settling. It was horrible. So I think it's kind of shocking for me that I forgot what my first sleep paralysis experience was. All right, getting back to yours. I hadn't quite fallen asleep yet. My brain was still on. I was hella stressed out from what I can remember. Then I felt someone or something breathing on my face. I, of course, opened my eyes, and I saw this face of a lady who had sharp teeth and sharp nails. Just thinking about the experience scares the shit out of me. She was on top of me. I felt her nails running up and down my arms and the weight of her on me. I don't know if this is for everyone. I don't know if it is this way for everyone when they experience sleep paralysis, but I did. The more I tried to move, the more I felt this pressure on my eyes. Then it disappeared as fast as it appeared.
I think that's pretty common, seeing someone sitting on you.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why it's called old hag syndrome. So.
The idea of it getting worse as you try and struggle against it, I also think it's kind of like the quicksand effect, where, like, people try and tell you to relax and try and, like, work your way out of it. Like, they even do that in The Haunting of Hill House, where, like, Nell's boyfriend, like, tries to teach her, like, how to get out of sleep paralysis. You have to calm down.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where, especially when you panic, and you always panic the first time you have sleep paralysis, it's something where, like, yeah, it's going to be traumatic, and it's going to be even worse because you're, like, clenching up and seizing up so much and trying so hard to move. So sleep paralysis is scary shit. So let's look over in stream chat and see what you chatty folks had to say on that one. I think I might have gotten through that quick enough where we didn't get a whole bunch of stuff. However, just keep talking. We fucking love interaction. We love it when we have a long episode. All right. My friend older than me is 4'8". That's where we left off.
Yep.
By only a year, though. Etsy says, oh my God, LOL. Karen says, Adam, out of context, that phrase isn't great. A lot of the phrases that I say out of context aren't great. Akbar says, if you see something, say something.
Oh my God.
Major says, LOL, the way Robin looked at the camera after Adam said he would put his kid in front as a shield. Quote, Robin was like, do I want kids now? I think Robin supports me using our kids as a shield.
No, I don't.
You're stupid.
I'd rather
then.
have you be the shield.
You know what? Then how about this? You can check for their boogeymen for the first, 10 years. Then I'll check for the boogeymen when they start hitting double digits.
Hire someone.
Yeah, there you go. She's full of shit.
Just keep them in the bedroom with you forever.
God. Cat Beatrix says, if you see something, say nothing and drink to forget. I think there's a lot of people that live by that for just about everything in their life.
I believe it.
And that's how you form an addiction, like we talked about earlier. See, it's all cyclical. Algebra says, say something, I'm giving up on you. That's good.
Let's see. Queen Caffeine says, super hate the high-waisted trend for clothes. And I kind of like it. I don't own any, but I've seen so many people in fashion and stuff like that wear them, and they're so cute. I don't think I could pull it off, but I really like it. I think it's super cute.
I've noticed
but
the
it definitely
high-waisted
depends.
thing. Yeah,
it definitely depends.
I noticed a lot of people wearing high-waisted stuff at work, and I'm not a fan of it. But then again, like, I'm not a fan of a lot of trends, so doesn't really matter. My opinion's shit, apparently. The way Robin's looking at me. Karen says,
I'm just joking.
Karen says, since listening to this podcast, I feel like if I had sleep paralysis, it would begin, and I know what it was, so I think I'd freak out less and expect something creepy. Like, I'd wake up and be like, why can't I move? Oh, shit. Well, better just wait this out and be fine.
I would freak out if I saw something crawling into the room. Like, if something just appeared that's different, but if I see it coming at me,
come at me, bro. Since we started this podcast, I had my first hallucinatory sleep paralysis experience, which wasn't as terrifying as I thought it would be, but it was mainly because what I hallucinated wasn't scary. It was just, like, kind of cute.
Captain Fake Eye says, on the subject of short pants. Or short people.
What is going on in Twitch?
Ann Taylor and Banana Republic Petite section is a godsend. I love Banana Republic. I love their clothes. I think they're overpriced but really good.
That's funny. Etsley says, I got a question for y'all. Do you peeps ever remember weird/creepy stuff that you remember but your family doesn't? It's a super interesting question because Ralph told us his stories and he mentioned that he had a cousin, I believe, that he had an experience with that up to a certain point. They'd always talk about, like, do you remember that? Yeah, that shit was crazy. And then you get to a certain age, it's like, I don't remember that at all. So I sincerely wonder if some people just decide, like, they choose, like, I'm going to say I don't remember that anymore. Because it's like, if I say that, maybe it'll never come back, you know?
Yeah. Maybe come back.
I don't really have anything that my family doesn't remember. I don't really have a whole lot of stuff.
My family doesn't really talk about that stuff.
Some families just don't. Straight up don't talk about it.
Yeah, my mom doesn't believe in watching horror movies because she says you don't need that crazy in your head.
I mean, it's not really a crazy thing for a parent to tell their child, especially if their child spazzes out about, like, everything. So,
Spooky Zora says, OMG, rip Nell's husband.
I know.
Oh
so
my
sad.
gosh. When the first roundabout we were watching through that show, Haunting at Hill House, I was just so heartbroken.
I really had the feeling, and I didn't want to say it because I toss shit out a lot, and Robin gets mad at me like, you ruin things. But I really had the feeling that, and spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Hill House, plug your ears for 15 seconds, I really thought Nell was the bent neck lady. Like, after the, like, middle of her episode where she kept showing up and just staring at her, I was like, I really feel like she's the bent neck lady, but that wouldn't make sense because time travel. And then they kind of show you, like, time is sick there too. So it's such a good fucking show.
It's wibbly wobbly, dammy wimey.
Shit, it's blown up over there.
Boop.
Etsley says, I used to always wake up next to the front door as a kid. In parentheses, I think I sleptwalked, but none of my siblings remember it. I hate that shit.
That's scary.
Major says, sometimes it's so hot in my room, I go get ice packs from the fridge and I fall asleep, and in the morning I find the ice pack in my nightstand on the second shelf. So It's like you're moving it in your sleep, which is the closest to under my bed. I think I'm possessed when I'm asleep.
Oh my God.
The other thing, like, when you sleepwalk, you think you're possessed. It sincerely feels that way. Like, you didn't control your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Captain Fake Eye says, everyone out there, wear what you want and forget the haters. It's good advice.
That is good advice.
Everyone should forget the haters.
Wear what you think you look good in.
Yeah.
You know what? If you think you look good in it and that's your style, just wear it. That's you. Algebra says, to this day, I only have 2 paranormal experiences, but I don't know my parents or my sister having that experience. Shoot us your paranormal experiences, Algebra, if you have not already, because we're sincerely interested in hearing them. Francisco, go ahead.
No. Spooky Zora says, I figured that she was the bent neck lady as well. I called it and my brother didn't believe me. I had no idea.
I got the feeling, but I was like, don't toss that out there. Don't put something out there too crazy, because I was like really enjoying just learning it. Just figuring shit out, and of course watching for all the ghosts that are hidden in that show. New version available.
Yeah, for the Souls system.
Ah, cool. I have a lot of updating to do. Francisco said, I've missed quite a few live shows due to work and depression. I always listen to you guys at work or when I start to get depressed. You guys always make me happy and feel better. Francisco, we will always be here if you want to watch a live show, so you pop in whenever you want to or need to. It doesn't bother us. If you need to take time out, we completely and 100% understand. And if you ever need, I hate that you just redeemed a question while I'm saying this. And if you ever need to listen to it, like just re-listen to our shit. And if you've listened to everything and you can't stand listening to us over and over again, but you want something new, hit us up on our social medias. Seriously. Does not bother us one bit. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Robin Grace has redeemed Ask a Question. Says,
you gotta sing it.
I'm trying to figure out what song it is. Do you want me, baby? Do you want me? Oh.
Yes.
You're welcome. Karen says, I have this freaky memory / nightmare of my mom turning into this green caterpillar monster like every night at midnight when I was like 3. I don't know why I remember that, but it scared me. That sounds scary. Akbar says, you and me both, Francisco. I think a lot of us deal with stuff like that. Like, honestly, like my antidepressant is the McElroy brothers. Like when I'm like down or tired or just like feeling like, holy shit, like life is kicking my ass, like I'll listen to Adventure Zone or Bim Bam.
And I just like listening to Griffin talk.
Griffin's laugh is like the most pure laugh in my life. It really is. And I just love listening to the dude cackle madly. And like Justin and Travis and Clint, they're all great, but like Griffin's laugh just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Like I'll put on Monster Factory and I won't be watching it. I'll be on my phone because I just want it on the background for sound. And I'll hear him laugh and I'll laugh and I have no idea what the fuck they're saying because it's just one of those infectious laughs. So Major says, I don't sleepwalk. It started when I started listening to you guys. That's kind of scary. Karen says, I have a loft bed, so I'd be forked if I sleepwalked.
Well, you'd be surprised because even if you sleep in a loft bed or like a bunk bed where you're at the top, your body will go down the ladder. You walk down that ladder.
The shit you do when you sleepwalk is kind of scary. Emma speaking through cat says, gonna head out soon and be on my own computer with speakers.
What was the movie?
And play marbles.
There was a movie we watched where the whole family sleptwalked.
It's the one with Maggie Q.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. It's okay.
It was an okay movie, but there was a family in it that sleptwalked, and and there were just these
pretty creepy, actually,
parts of it where you have so much anxiety watching it because it looks like the mom's gonna shove her hand in a blender.
Yeah.
Or they're
kids, all doing something sincerely dangerous that you're just like, holy shit, is this about to happen?
And then it's just like something happens and they don't do it, and you're just like, oh my god, thank goodness.
The original premise of it is like, because they're all experiencing it, like the reason it's happening is because it's like old hag syndrome, you know, and the old hag is trying to kill one of them, and they all co-sleep in the same room.
They need
so
to
she
be
makes
split
them sleepwalk away so they can't help the one she's trying to kill, and it's pretty intense.
All right, so I'm going to get into my next email here because it's a fairly long one, and I hope you guys will stick around to listen to it because there's a lot to it. This one is from Todd, and the subject is sleepy time episodes. So I'm going to assume lots of bad dream things.
Or these are just going to be super cool dreams.
Maybe.
Probably not. I mean, it is our show, but we'll see.
It goes, Heyo. Heyo.
Heyo.
I've been meaning to send you my short stories for quite some time. A little over a year ago, I got my first car and was able to drive my boyfriend Desmond and myself to university, about 3 hours away from home at Penn State in Pennsylvania, USA. We do not have the same taste in music, so he suggested listening to a podcast to pass the time and found Scary-ish on Spotify. Oh, yay!
Shout out
That's
Spotify.
Great. I've been listening ever since. Thank you for keeping me awake during these long drives. Desmond always falls asleep. I have 3 short-ish stories I wanted to share. Feel free to read them on the pod. They are all sleep-related. The first one is titled, The Old Woman Behind Me. Ever since your first episode, I've been fascinated with sleep paralysis.
A lot of sleep paralysis stuff
this
episode.
one also has Haunting at Hill House.
References?
So, yes.
Cool.
I have friends who have experienced it and have heard many stories, though I've never experienced it myself until after I watched The Haunting of Hill House. Chills. That's what is written.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was your reaction to it.
Chills. Literal chills.
Literal chills.
I absolutely love the show, and I was excited to hear that you guys watched it too, multiple times. We really like that show. It's really good.
We watched it all the way through on our trip to San Jose to go to the Winchester Mystery
Yeah.
House. Before we went to the Winchester Mystery House, we watched, 7 episodes of that?
Mm-hmm.
Because Liz, Robin's sister, had not seen it yet. So we're like, yeah, it's this cool, chill show. We should check it out before we go to this supposedly giant haunted house.
Yeah.
And Liz is just like, what the hell are you guys making me watch?
Anywho, I was sleeping next to Desmond in his dorm room when I dreamed about a strange old lady with long white hair who was laying next to me in the dream. I rolled over to face away from her, and when I woke up, I was facing Desmond's back. I was half asleep and still felt like the old woman was right behind me on the bed. So I tried to move, but could not. Ooh, just imagine that feeling where you're laying there and you just feel someone laying behind you, but you know the person you're supposed to be with is in front of you. I would freak out.
You're like, who in the hell is in this bed with me?
I only spoon one way. No double spoons.
Oh, you don't want to be the sandwich in a spoon sandwich?
Yeah.
You don't want to be the cream in the Oreo?
No.
That sounded pretty gross considering what we're talking about. Let's get back to it.
All right. It is gross. Thanks for that nightmare. I started to silently panic until I remembered that what Nellie's husband told her what to do in the show. That is awesome. I realize it's nothing more than a dream that I am now awake from. I then felt a hot breath exhale on the back of my neck. It felt so real, as if there was actually a person breathing on my neck. All the panic came back tenfold. I have chills, dude. Chills. Literal chills. My mind was fighting to get my body to move, and I was desperately trying to call out Desmond's name to wake him up. The only sound I could make was a mumble of his name. Since I couldn't move my mouth and it wasn't enough to wake him up, I started to tear up before my 6 a.m. alarm went off on my phone, and suddenly I could move again. It was like the alarm woke up my body. Desmond woke up too, and I proceeded to give him shit for not hearing me calling him to help me. He is usually a light sleeper, and I was pissed he didn't notice my silent struggle. It's hard.
It really is.
When you're having sleep paralysis, like, I mean, Adam tries to wake me up, and it's not happening. So
I have woken you up in the past, though. There's been
yeah?
a couple of times where, like, I've been able to croak out some words. It's like, shake me. And, like, you'll shake me. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like you rescue me. But it's very, very, very rare that happens. Usually you're just sawing logs over there. Like,
well, I remember I was playing Battlefield when it first came out, and Adam was choking. He was choking on food or something, and I was in the middle of a fucking...
Oh, yeah, I was awake. This isn't a sleeping story.
This isn't a sleep story. He was eating food behind me. I was playing Battlefield.
I was next to her.
I was in the middle of a match.
Behind her.
And, well, you were eating behind me, but then you came up next to me, started stomping, and, like,
I was, like,
fucking choking.
I was waving at her and smacking shit, and, like, she's not paying any attention, so I had to step between her and the TV, like, I'm about to die. Please fucking help me. Robin does this thing. So I don't know how many of you had dealt with this when you were a kid, but you're like, hey, Dad, Mom, look what I'm doing. It's cool. Look. And they never look. And you call for like 30 fucking seconds. They decide, I'm not going to look at that kid. Fuck that kid. Like, Robin is going to be that parent. You know how I know? Because anytime I do anything, I'm like, hey, babe, it's too late. And no matter what she's doing, she could stop and just look away really fast and look back to see if it's something that catches her interest. She's like, no, fuck that guy. And she does it to me all the time. Like, our dog was like standing up doing the cutest thing to me the other day. And I'm like, oh my God, she's so cute. Like, look at her. Look what she's doing. Like, look right now. Like, Namiria, like, mommy won't look at you. And I'm like, just waiting. And it was like 15 seconds passed. And then she got down. I'm like, it's gone. She'll never see it. And then she looked up like, huh? What? Just like, man, I hate you. So yeah, I empathize with you, person that wrote in, when a person like does not hear you when you're screaming at them. But
I saved his choking life.
At least you, yeah, she did eventually pat me on the back and save my life.
No. I was like, Heimlicking you, man.
She hit me, but she like, when you're choking and something's like in your windpipe, like Robin's like karate chopping me, like on the ball of my neck, like I'm trying to break your spine. Why won't it come out? And then I think she did Heimlich me.
Yes, I did. And you are like thick chested. So I'm like,
this is when I was still skinny-ish too.
Oh
so
my God.
she could get her arms around me fairly easily.
All right. Anyway, continuing on. I haven't experienced sleep paralysis since, and I hope I never do again. I was glad I was facing Desmond's back this time so I couldn't see anything. I don't want to imagine what creepy shit my mind would have showed me if I had a view of the dark room. Yeah, no. That's super scary. The next one is called Toothpick Nightmare. Ooh, I already don't like this one. I'm just like imagining a toothpick getting stuck in my throat or something. Ugh. For many years when I was younger, I've had this same nightmare every now and then, that I was walking in a line unable to control my body. Also, my body was not a human body at all. It was a toothpick. As funny as it is now, it was terrifying in the dream.
You're like Forky from Toy Story 4.
Why am I alive? We need to watch that movie.
We do need to go see that. Yeah.
Amy went to see it. She said it's great.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm not shocked that Toy Story is excellent.
I could see that further up the line, other toothpicks were walking straight into flames of what I could best describe as a giant furnace machine thingamabob. It's probably...
So this is Toy Story 3 shit now.
Yeah. I would always wake up getting too close to the furnace. I remember always waking up with a sweat and a quick heartbeat because I knew I was going to die if the dream continued. When I was about 11 or 12, my older sister Tara and I were visiting our dad who lived in Thailand with our two younger siblings, Taryn and True. Tara and I lived in the Philippines, hashtag Aswang, at the time with our mom. His new house had just been built. My dad loves open spaces, so this house is very spacious and very, very dark and spooky at night. That's horrifying. I used to watch a lot of Filipino horror movies, and those are scary. Tara's bedroom was on the second floor, while mine was on the first, since I had a history of sleepwalking and other sleep activity. Okay, so they were like, since you sleepwalk and weird things happen to you during your sleep, we're putting you on the first floor. That way you don't hurt yourself, probably.
Smart.
The first night in this huge house, I was scared, so I punked out and went upstairs to sleep in my sister's room.
That's funny.
She let me stay as long as I slept on the floor because there was apparently no extra space on her king-size mattress.
Wow.
Sisters, right? An important note to this story is that the bathroom door in my sister's room is directly across from the bed. The last thing I remember clearly of that night was trying to fall asleep on the uncomfortable hardwood floor. The next thing I knew, I woke up on the bed in the middle of the night. The orangey bathroom light was on with the door wide open across from the bed. Oh, and my sister was in the corner of the room staring at me with a terrified look on her face. What? She proceeded
Things just got super creepy super
she
quick.
She proceeded to say with a shaky voice, "Are you awake? Are you really awake?" I said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'm awake, you weirdo. What are you doing there?" Then I started to remember my dream and the pieces of reality that got mixed in. It was the toothpick nightmare. Only this time it was a little different. It started how it always did. I was walking in a line toward a flame-filled death, unable to control my own useless toothpick body. Only this time I walked all the way to the front of the line. The giant furnace was right in front of me, the bathroom light in real life, and I was desperately trying to gain control of my body and get away, but something was holding me in place. My sister in real life was trying to keep me still on the bed while I was freaking out. That's when I woke up and she backed up to the corner of the room. In the morning, my sister told me it started when I got up to use the bathroom and left the light on in the bathroom with the door wide open. I'm pretty sure I was sleepwalking because I have no memory of this. This was the last time I ever had the nightmare. It was also hilarious. My sister got a good scare from it too. It's
what you get. That's all I'm saying. You didn't let her sleep on the bed. It's a king-size bed.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
I'm pretty sure the uncomfortable floor triggered the sleep episode.
Uncomfortable sleep
Karma's
triggers sleep paralysis for me, and it used to trigger nightmares when I was a kid. That is 100% legit. That's all I'm saying.
Karma's a bitch. Should have let me sleep on the bed. Legit. This last one is called Lucid. That sounded like a sales pitch. Like this.
It really did.
It's titled Lucid Dream Backfire. In my second year of university, I was asleep and having a dream when it occurred to me that I was dreaming. When I became self-aware, I was careful not to wake myself up because I wanted to have some fun trying to manipulate my dream world. I never want to be in that situation because I feel like bad things can happen to you.
I used to do it all the time, like actively trying to do it. And there's certain things I could do and certain things I couldn't do. Like there's blocks on me in my dreams, like I wasn't able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I still to this day when I'm dreaming can just move stuff to my hand. So if I saw like a cup, I know I've mentioned this on the show before. If I saw a cup and I was like, I want that in my hand, I could just open my hand and whatever object I see just flies to my hand and I close it.
So you're a Jedi.
Kind of, yeah. It used to be to the point where when I did it, I knew like, oh shit, I'm dreaming. That's how I would check. And now I do it so often. It's like my dream power to the point where I've done it so much, I can do that shit in my dream without becoming aware that I'm dreaming.
All right.
And then I wake up, I'm like, fuck, I moved something in my dream and I didn't even remember it. I don't lucid dream like barely at all anymore. But I remember there was like a good year amount of time where I like lucid dreamed like all the fucking time. It was crazy.
I'm not into that. I'm too scared. Since I was already in the middle of a dream, I simply influenced its plot and had fun flying around and shit. I mean, if you've watched Inception, you know you shouldn't mess with stuff. You're not supposed to mess with stuff.
It's not exactly the point of that movie.
But when you do, and they start catching on that you're messing with their world.
Yeah, but that's your dream. It's your own dream's not going to tear you apart.
I mean, you never know.
That's not the rules of Inception. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying it's similar, okay? In the dream, I was with a friend and we were being chased by bad guys. Since I was in control of the dream, I was like, psh, they'll never catch us. I'm omnipotent in this world.
Wow.
For what
man.
For what felt like a long time, things were going really well in my world until things started to slowly slip out of my control. It was like every aspect of this dream world was starting to turn against me and I couldn't control everything anymore. Everything started to become abstract and it was as if my subconscious mind was done with my conscious mind's shit. See, I'm telling you. Inception. It's like your brain's just being like, I know Inception's like you're in someone else's mind and their mind is the one attacking you.
I'm glad you do.
But this story is like you're messing with your mind's world and your mind's world is like, bruh, get the F out.
Your mind pushes back.
I was like, okay, F this. It's time to wake up, but I couldn't. It was like Inception when you change too many things in a dream.
Damn it. I can't believe
everyone
they said
starts
that.
to turn on you. Fuck yeah. Yes. Vindicated. Okay. I remember feeling scared and began to break down. I started to repeatedly yell, "Wake up!" as loud as I could. You got to throw yourself off a building, man.
You gotta yell, "Wake me up!" and then someone else
inside.
yells that, and then you wake up.
I woke up teary-eyed, repeating the words, "Wake up" in my bed, a Hodor-type situation. I was afraid to fall back asleep that night, but luckily this hasn't happened since. Since I listened to your first episode, I've graduated, started a new job, and got my first apartment. Congratulations.
Congrats on all three of those things.
That's awesome. I'm jealous. With all these changes in my life in the past year, listening to you guys has been one of the only constants in my life that kept me grounded. Yay, that's awesome. Knowing I could always turn you on. Whoa, wait, hold on. That's weird. Knowing I could always turn to you for a scare and a laugh has helped me keep my shit together. I'm not nearly caught up with all the episodes, but I love having a backlog. It's like a fridge that never empties, where I can go when I'm hungry for scarishness and humor. Love you guys, Todd. P.S. Robin, I also had a red sports car VHS tape rewinder. Fuck yeah. When I was a kid, and I always understand your references. I love that when we have spooky
Which
friends.
is shocking because you got the Inception thing before she actually wound up saying it. I think you skipped ahead in this email so you can make a friend.
No, I didn't. I'm great. I am so happy with the fact that I got to read this email. It's great. Yes. Also completely random, but I knew you were Asian American from the first time I heard your voice. Asian connection vibes. That's so awesome. Asian, sorry. Adam, you're cool too.
Thanks.
All right, bye. Have a nice life. Thank you so much, Todd. This is
really
an
good
awesome email. Yeah, and it made me very happy. It's awesome. Thank you.
Good stuff. There's a lot of sleep paralysis going around in these emails, which means that whatever time period that these all came in around, we had just talked about sleep paralysis again, which means in like 6 to 8 weeks, we're probably going to get a bunch of sleep paralysis ones again. Because people just keep having sleep paralysis. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So I guess we could just keep taking your stories because they're always really, really friggin' good. I love the fact that you got made to sleep on a fucking cold floor.
What the F?
And then that happened. Because it's like, there's a comment over in YouTube that I can't wait to read. So I'm just going to say it. It said like, in quotes, I saw that. And then it's quoted to karma.
Yeah.
So like, that's fucking perfect. But yeah, man, like I used to sleep in uncomfortable situations because like my bed was a piece of crap and I'd never be super comfortable. And every time like I wasn't at a good angle, I would have nightmares. And then when I got older, that's when I started triggering sleep paralysis. I noticed like if I wasn't laying like as flat as I could, like I would always feel like I was choking at some point in the night, or like my neck was like too like propped up. And if I ever had that feeling while I was falling asleep, I almost always had sleep paralysis at some point. So I feel like uncomfortable sleep leads to those situations because it's just in your subconscious while you sleep, and it's like It's just something
like,
that makes you uncomfortable.
Well, it's like you can't fully sleep.
Right.
So.
And then you can't fully wake up. It all makes sense now.
All right. Thank you so much.
Look over into Stream Chat.
Yeah. Boo, boo, boo. There's been a lot of chat. I don't know where I'm at. Come on.
Welcome to the stream, Kenny Ann. I'm going to call you Ann because it looks like other people are already calling you Ann, unless you prefer to be called Kenny. But I might be saying that wrong.
Let's see.
Queen as I'm scrolling up, I just see people being mean about me.
Oh, what? Why?
Because I haven't watched the fucking Truman Show.
You gotta watch it.
It's on the list. We have to watch it for the show. I can't just go watch it independently, or the show's a goddamn sham, people.
Okay,
it has to be our legitimate reactions to seeing it the first time. It's important to me. That's why I made my mom into slave labor so we could read your fucking emails for the first time on this show.
Queen Caffeine says, yo, can we get a request song tier for the redeems? You can do a shout out tier. There's a shout out one, I think.
See, the weird thing about the request songs is that we never play songs, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like you could request it and maybe we'll listen to it when we go off the air. So.
Yeah, you can do Twitch shout out. It's 20 souls, and you could probably pick a song that we have to know. If we don't know, it's not happening. Let's see.
So Emma left. Go ahead.
How about maybe we'll do an episode in the future where it's like for every, I don't know, $1 or $5 donation, we'll do like a snippet of the song. Like if you donate $5, you can be like, sing a snippet from this song.
You're saying we're gonna have YouTube karaoke?
That'd be fucking awesome.
Stream karaoke where they pay us money and we sing shit.
We'll be
terribly
dancing monkeys. Yeah,
we would
be really bad at singing it. So it's
Robin has a good voice.
Okay.
I used to have an okay voice, and I just
Captain Fake Eye says, I would pay for Adam just to sing 80s hits.
Fucking love 80s hits.
I'm just thinking about what is that movie, La La Land, where it's like, did you just ask me, or you can't just
request I play Iran. It's
so yeah. Anyway.
All right. Emma left, so Kat was alone. Kat said, I'm in this place that has ghosts. Everyone's like, oh my god, no way. Algebar said the Sleepwalking Dead in reference to people that sleepwalk, which is a pretty good joke. And then when Kat was by herself, she said, all by myself.
Aww.
Don't want to be. That's what Algebar said in response. That's pretty good shit, guys.
Meadow says, woo. Spooky Zora asks, does anyone ever have dreams where they can't open their eyes in the dream?
Yep.
I don't.
My dreams. Go ahead.
No,
you first.
I have nightmares where I try to close my eyes, but I still see demons behind my eyelids.
I have nightmares where I can't open my eyes and I'm being chased by something, so I'm running, just like running into shit. It's usually through the woods.
Are you?
Or I can't lift my head. Like I can see my feet running over shit, and like I'm trying to feel my way through stuff, and I hear something coming after me. It's really bad dreams. What was your question?
No. Spooky Zora says, like, the entire dream, all I can see is the space in between my eyelids as if I'm looking down. Maybe that's sleep paralysis. Maybe it could be some sort of form of sleep paralysis. We don't know. We're not scientists. Queen Caffeine says, no, but sometimes I feel like I'm moving through tar when I'm scared in my dream. That usually happens.
That happens
I
to
think.
Me also.
Like you try to run, but you can't.
Jackie Chan says, sending you good vibes, cats. Cat. Which is a good thing because they're all alone in a place with ghosts.
Cat Beatrix says, I had a dream where I lost an eye. Like it just quit and sunk into my head. Oh
That's
my
fucking
god.
Creepy.
I woke up from a bad dream where Yui had like a gouge in one of her eyeballs, and I woke up so scared, like, oh my god, what's wrong with my dog? She was fine.
Major says, shout out Spooky Sister and Spooky Mom. Yes, shout out to all of the people that help us. We appreciate all of you. Karen says, Adam, are you still a disgrace, or have you watched The Truman Show? We went through this. That was what triggered me. I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it for our new show, which will come out sometime.
Cat Beatrix.
Hopefully July.
Cat Beatrix says, I don't know. I ran to my mom in my dream, and she was all like, that's okay. However you would say that in Vietnamese. I immediately just think of it in Japanese, which is horrible because I'm Vietnamese.
It's funny. There's more discussion about me not watching The Truman Show.
Watch it. We'll watch it sometime. Okay.
Karen says, my sister almost choked on a piece of spaghetti when she was little. Lots of people almost choke on shit.
Queen Caffeine says, leave it to mom to totally ignore you when you have a problem. 100%. I've talked to my mom and been like, I'm really having a bad day. I feel really sad. And I know I don't have any reason to be sad, but that's just how I feel. And she's just like, you have no reason to be sad. There's nothing happening to you that you should be sad about. And it's like, depression's a fucking thing, Mom.
Right.
God.
My mom's been pretty supportive like my whole life.
Captain Fake Eye said, I recently had the teeth falling out dream. That's horrifying.
I fucking hate that. Algebar says Toothpick Nightmare, aka Final Destination scene. It certainly sounds creepy. And Major Wolf says, I've seen Toy Story 4 twice.
Ugh,
pretty jealous.
jealous.
Algebar also says, haven't seen Toy Story yet. Karen says, people with toothpick bodies sounds like everyone in California. Like, someone please give them a sandwich or something. JK, no shade. Flat smiley face. Whenever I go to California, I always look around for fat people. Like, I want to make eye contact, like, yeah, fuck yeah, buddy. Like, we're fat together.
In Japan, it was really hard because we're both heavier people, and being around all these tiny people, it was really, really hard not to feel out of place. I just
fucking leaned into it, man. We were at Disney, and I had, like, this thing that you could put popcorn in, and I was like, if I'm going to be the fat American, I'm going to be the fat American. So we're on, like, roller coasters, and I'm like, we're going around on the roller coaster. I'm like, just eating my fucking popcorn still. Like, nothing will keep me from garlic shrimp flavored popcorn.
Jesus. We had so much fucking popcorn that whole... We were only at Disney for 2 days.
I lost a lot of weight since then.
We had so much fucking popcorn.
Here's the most depressing thing when you're fat and you're losing weight. When you lose weight, you feel good and you're still fat. So
oh, no.
That's the whole keep going thing. And if you say just keep swimming, I'll give up on everything.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
This is where Karen says, I saw that - karma. Emma has joined us from her own computer.
Elf Huntress says, I used to have a recurring nightmare about a Shelob-like spider. Shelob? Shelob or Shelob?
Shelob. The spider from Lord of the Rings.
From Lord of the Rings, yeah. Around the same time every year. No wonder I had arachnophobia. You gotta bring that, what is it called? The water from the star. I don't know.
The water from the well?
The
thing that they give her.
The
Snark
thing
just
that
subscribed for the 9th month.
Thank you so much. The stuff that they give to Frodo.
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, to scare the spider
It's like
off.
a vial that, like, in your darkest hour, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah. It'll glow bright. Spider won't like it. Which doesn't really fucking help that much. Let's be real.
Anyway, okay.
When we were singing the Wake Me Up Inside, Algebra says, I can't wake up, because that is the next lyric.
Yes.
And then Emma said, wake me up when September ends. It's good. Karen says, get riggedy wrecked, Adam. Air high five, Robin, because they said the Inception thing in the thing, I'm pretty sure. Cat Beatrix says to Major Wolf, it has no speakers. Volume is up 100% on YouTube and the PC, but I can barely hear anything. Glitch says, did Evanescence just happen? It sure fucking did. Glitch.
I loved Evanescence in high school. My sister and I would listen to it all the time.
Robin acts like she's this person who's like not social and like not brave, and then you go to a fucking karaoke bar and the next thing you know she's on stage singing Evanescence and she's not even drunk and she crushes it every time and she's like, oh yeah, people sing like karaoke. I'm like, I've been in karaoke bars like a decade of my life and I sang a grand total of 0 fucking times, so that's not true.
Well, no, you tried to sing that one time.
Yeah, I was super drunk and then I realized I didn't know the words to that song. I just liked that song. When I was on stage I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I was like, oh, babe, no.
It was rough. It was really rough. The thing is, like, I don't know that because I'm still a virgin when it came to karaoke, but you really need to sing a song you know the words to, not just a song you like. And there's a lot of songs I could sing and sing very well that I know the words to. I just didn't pick one. I picked Robin's favorite song. Yeah. Because I was like, I'm going to be romantic and sing her favorite song.
It was
like,
just cringeworthy.
I was fucking wasted. I was hyping myself up in the bathroom mirror, and I came out, and I got past the intro, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, this is a bad pick.
Let's see. Laura Ann says, my boyfriend's dog is dreaming right now. Tiny woofs. It's adorable. We always wake our dogs up when they start doing that because sometimes it'll start off as barks, but then it turns into whimpers, and we're just like, don't. I get up
and I reach my hand under the bed and I start petting the dog. I have to like get my arm as far into them. I'm like, it's okay, wake up. I don't want them to have nightmares. Okay. Major says, copyright, don't play songs on stream. 100% true. We get a copyright strike every fucking episode, and I have to dispute them, and we win.
It's because we have only sometimes.
We win it all the time, but we don't win if we're not disputing the thing I'm talking about. Our theme song is from free download place called Audio Blocks. It's not really free. You have to pay some money once a year, but anything you get, you can use as much as you want, and you have a license to use it. Whoever made our theme song put it up there, and then eventually like decided they were going to copyright strike everyone that puts it on YouTube. And then if you dispute it, like, hey, I downloaded this through a service where I have permission to use it because you sold it to them. Like, you made it, but it's not yours anymore. That's what AudioBlocks is. So within 24 to 48 hours, they take it down because there's a lot of people who find these things off AudioBlocks and then post them for everyone else to use. So they don't technically have the license. So if you strike people, then they can't use your shit, but technically you're not allowed to do that, which sucks because it's this weird thing where it's like, I'd really kind of like to give credit to the person who made our song because it's awesome. And the thing is, though, like, even if we gave credit to them and they stopped striking us, and, like, we could work out a deal where they stop striking us, like, everyone else can still use the song, you know?
Yeah.
It's just public domain, so you'll hear it in other places. Like, they played it on a YouTube video from, like, BuzzFeed in the background for, like, 2 minutes, and then they switched it to another, like, creepy song when they were talking about ghost stories, and someone's like, they stole your song. I was like, no, we just got it from AudioBlocks.
Yeah, it's just from AudioBlocks.
They got it the same place we did.
Our theme song for the movie podcast, though, is OG.
It's 100% original from my buddy Mike. He made our Nerd Chill song, too.
Yes.
But yeah, it's
This
good
is
shit.
the only one that's not original.
That's totally true.
All right.
Glitch says, Adam sings the best song cover ever. Take me to church every damn time, Adam,
Take
every
me to
time.
Church and derp and church. Yeah.
My best OG song is the Baby Pill song. Like, let's be real. I need to get in the studio and record that shit. Jaggy Chan says, Adam, your voice is great. You could dub an anime. Love your voice too, Robin. Robin has a great voice.
I would love to be a voice actor. I think that'd be so cool.
I've done a tiny bit of voice acting before, and it was amazing, and I wish I could do it.
All right. Your turn to read.
Akbar says, I had a blind dream where I was blind. That's awesome. Best sentence I've ever read in my life. Aljabar says, head paralysis. Karen says, Adam, you're a popcorn fiend. Akbar says, the light of Elendil.
You need that to scare off that spider.
Aljabar says, random question, do you have any weird phobia? And we'll get back to those after this next one, which is my last one for the show.
But not my last one.
Just pressing buttons. Not the last one for the show, just mine. All right, so moving into my last email for this episode, the subject is shareable stories and then an emoji of a cute spooky ghost that looks just like our ghost.
Spooky.
Good work. Oh, I forgot to make the thing for our thing. Okay, it's okay. Starts out like this. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? I am a new listener, just started last week. I found your podcast on Spotify. Shout out Spotify. On my way to work. In parentheses, I have to drive sometimes 2 hours to get to my job site. I'm a photographer.
Oof.
It's a pretty awesome job, though.
Yeah, it's a great job. Long commute.
And your podcast keeps me entertained and awake, maybe a little freaked out, as sometimes I leave my house before the sun rises. That's totally understandable. I recently listened to an episode that you guys shared a story about dolls. Well, let me tell you some creepy shit. So we're about to read a story about dolls with
let me tell you.
two dolls on our desk now that we've gotten from listeners. One of them from The Amazing Ralph and the other one from Brittany.
That's his official name, The Amazing Ralph.
That just should be on his birth certificate, let's be real. And The Amazing Ralph, the doll that we were given, is named Peakies. Pretty sure I'm right about that, right? Say that right? Cool.
Yeah.
And then this one is named Faith. That one's from Brittany. So,
yep.
Okay. I just want to give them shout-outs before they turn around and kill me while I read the story. So, story about dolls. I was about 10 or 11, and I was at my friend's house. She had a small collection of porcelain dolls, which we all know are the most haunted. To give you a layout of her room, the bed was on the back wall where your head would be against the wall, and you have space on either side to get off the bed. To the left of the bed was her dresser, and which was older and rather large, with a shelf on the top. Across from that on the right side of the bed was her desk. Her porcelain dolls sat on the top shelf of the dresser. She had this one particular doll called, quote, Ice Princess.
It wasn't Elsa. It's just called Ice Princess.
I think of, like, mean ladies when I think of Ice Princess. Looking at this doll would send chills down your spine. It's as if she was looking into your soul. Anyways, one day I was lying on my friend's bed, and my friend was standing facing her desk. So on the right-hand side of this bed, if I'm following you. For some reason, I became fixated on this doll, and I noticed her face and head was turned towards me, seemingly looking back at me.
No way.
I felt like she was staring me down. After a few minutes, I became creeped out and rolled to the right side of the bed. After a few minutes passed, I rolled back over, and this fucking doll had turned to face my friend.
No.
I told my
my
friend,
God.
and she put the doll in her closet facing the wall.
No way.
Afterwards, she told me that sometimes...
What if the doll, it like, when they checked on it again, it faced outwards and not against the wall anymore?
Afterwards, she told me that sometimes she feels like she's being pinched at night and thinks it's her doll.
Shut up.
10-year-old me is like, bitch, isn't that something you disclosed before I stay at your house with your
God.
demon doll? Why would you do that to someone who's 10 years old? I wish that were the only time that has happened, but it isn't. She also had another doll that sat on the top shelf of her dresser. This one was plastic and had a pink dress. She was a little bit larger than the other dolls, and she was on a stand. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something at the top of her dresser moving. I looked up to see this doll rocking back and forth on her stand, and then she stopped.
Oh my
It's not
God,
just seeing something moving and rocking, it's seeing it just come to a stop. That's super creepy. Okay.
I don't want to watch Toy Story 4 now.
I turned away, and I can see through the corner of my eye that she started doing it again.
Fuck that.
I faced her, and she
No.
stopped again. I tried to rationalize it by thinking maybe the washer or dryer is running and it shook the wall a little bit. I grew up in a trailer, and that would typically happen, but alas, my friend lived in a one-story brick home with no basement or attic, and the laundry was on the other side of the house.
Oh my God.
In another previous episode, Adam mentioned that he was nice to stuffed animals and dolls, quote, just in case. Stopping right there, quick side story. When I set this shit up, I talked to them. And I told them, like, we're going to sit you up nice and neat. Okay, I'm going to lay you down really fast. No big deal. Because I don't want them to be offended by anything I do. Not even a joke. Moving back into this. I totally feel them on that because, and I'm sure plenty of other people do the same thing. I sure hope so. I love your podcast, and I love listening to you guys as you remind me of my husband and I.
Aww.
If you ever choose to do a story about the Bermuda Triangle, which we have done since then, I have a shorter story. My grandpa once told me when he lived in Florida, stay spooky, Caitlin. Caitlin, send me that Bermuda Triangle story ASAP. Yeah. I want to hear it. That was really, really fucking good. That's the thing, man. Like, I get having stuffed animals and toys and dolls. There's just something about porcelain dolls that takes it up a notch where it's like, it's so lifelike. It's almost like a mockery of a child. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like that behavior, like that would be cute if a kid was doing it where they're playing with you, is just ultimately terrifying. Like when you see it and then you see a doll, you're like, you know what? Maybe we should just like stop having fun and burn these dolls or something like that.
All right.
That's just how I feel.
Dolls just creep me out. I have a lot of stuffed animals, but I don't have dolls. Dolls are not well, okay. Do figures count as dolls? They don't have opposable parts. Like, well, okay, no, I take that back. I have Gundams. I can pose my Gundams, but I feel like they don't freak me out like real dolls that have eyes and stuff. Like, okay, that doesn't count.
So there's two of these guys that I'm holding up for our viewing audience right now. What are these called, Robin?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. So these dolls basically are a mockery of a human form. They don't have a face. They have joints. Every spot, basically, a human body would have a joint, and you can pose them. They're made of wood. They're very well made, and they're cute. You have two of them, but they stand there and watch me while I record. And these are the things that creep me out the most. Like, if I had a nightmare, like, you remember Jurassic Park when those, like, little tiny creatures, like, bit someone?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I picture these things jumping on me at night in, like, that exact scene where, like, blood runs out from underneath the log. That's Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. My bad. But, yeah. These things are terrifying, so I try and respect them and fear them. And I just want to point that out. They're always right here. Every episode we've ever recorded, they've been right here the whole time, just off camera. I don't let you folks see them because I don't want you to have nightmares. So
Al Javar says, I don't have dolls, but having 2 dolls in front of the laptop. These are new additions. I normally don't go out and buy dolls myself. These are gifts from Spooky Friends, and they stay in here. They don't go anywhere else. They live in the vicinity that is the office. They will never go into the bedroom. That's just not their place.
Maybe a guest room.
So
you never know. When we move, like, we might not have a good spot to put them. They
that's
might
true.
make their way into a guest room.
Yeah.
I don't want to lock them up into a box and put them in the garage ever because I feel like that's just rude to them.
Yeah.
And more importantly to the people who gave them to us because they do hold a very special place in our heart, even if they terrify us just a little bit. So especially because one of them is from, like, the Island of Dolls.
Yeah.
So scary stuff. All right. Let's look over in Stream Chat. See what you folks had to say. Because that was a pretty good email.
Meadows and Laura Ann say, sing the Baby Pill song. If you do sing it, skip the part about the stairs.
No.
Yes.
I get that it's not, it's uncouth and it's not cool, but people come to expect it. I'm not going to do the radio edit version of this.
Do it.
No.
Edit it. Snip it.
I have no edit. I have no edit lyrics. I'm not Kid Rock. I don't censor my art. I don't chain my muse. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're dumb.
I can't sing it now because Robin will let me. So don't forget to take your baby pill, or I'll spit you out.
Thank you.
You happy now? Everyone knows what I was gonna say.
All right.
All right, scrolling up for my stuff.
Elf Huntress says, I have a doll that no one in my family knows where it came from, and it's weirdly creepy. The Snark says, my husband has the same alarm, and now when I hear it, it reminds me of you guys. Aww.
That's good. Major says, I join the singing if you want, in reference to us singing. Algebra says, me too. Jackie says, I join the singing too. I love to sing off pitch on purpose. It's very fun. Glitch Grim says, I'll sing the tequila song. Aquar says, I had a blind dream where I was blind. Okay, so that's what I skipped down to. So before we ended the last reading session, Aldebar says, random question, do you have any weird phobia? Glitch says, yes, I hate gingerbread men. They creep me out. I don't mind gingerbread men personally because I can eat them and end their lives.
I just have really good memories of gingerbread men.
That's good.
Because in elementary school, they had us make our own, and then they took them to the cafeteria to get baked, you know what I mean? And then when we went back to go get them, they're like, the gingerbread are gone. They must have gotten up and ran away. And it was just
That's
the
cute.
cutest thing.
That's
you know
very
what I
cute.
mean? And so then you went around campus and did a whole bunch of stuff. And then you came back and had your gingerbread man. But it was just, it's I've had good memories with gingerbread men. So it makes me.
I'm pretty neutral in gingerbread men. I haven't really had a lot of memories. I do have a friend that when he used to get drunk, he used to run around and he'd just shout out in like a high-pitched voice, you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Because he's fucking stupid. That's John.
Oh, my God.
But it was just so fucking funny. That's all I think of when I see gingerbread men. Glitch says, no idea why. Some childhood thing I repressed, maybe. Algebra says, I'm afraid of a closing store. When the worker pulled the railing, that is the scariest thing I've ever experienced. Kat says, all right, I got to clock out, meow. Thank you for joining us, Kat. Emma says, Kat says to Emma, have double the marbles fun for me. So everyone said bye. Etsley says, oh my God, I got chills while I was reading that story. Algebra says, I feel like it just flickered. Am I crazy? No, I must be crazy. Algebra says, when I tell my friends about it, they always asked if I was ever trapped in a closed store before or not. And I never been before, as I remember. Karen says, the reason your podcast doesn't scare me is because it's purely auditory. If it's auditory and visual, I would freak the fuck out. If I'm watching a horror movie, it helps to mute it. That's a good point.
All right.
That's a good idea. Because that score is always like rising in the background.
And then it goes silent when you know something bad's going to happen.
So you can hear the reaction.
Yeah.
Or they just like hit the strings really hard in the orchestra to scare you.
Or a really loud drum or some bass drop shit. I don't know.
Karen says, I can only handle one at a time, referencing audio or visual. Karen also says, and because you're trucking, hilarious. Aw, thank you. Wait, haven't we already read this homegrown horror? I swear we have. That one did not seem familiar to me.
It might have been posted to the Discord or something like that.
Or the Facebook.
Yeah. We have also had other doll stories.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. It beats me.
This one did not sound familiar to me, but it might be familiar.
Ralph says, say hi to Peekies for me.
We will. Hi, Peekies. Ralph says hi. Algebra says, that's why I never go to a shopping mall on the night, in the night to this day. It's probably a good thing, especially if that's your phobia. Akbar says, don't give the dolls life. I respect them if they have it, and if they don't have it, I won't like breathe it into them. Etsley says, my house had a ceiling.
To floor closet,
Thank you. Ceiling to floor closet full of dolls in our hallway that led to the bathroom. That's terrifying. Glitch says, action figures. Algebra, I don't have dolls, but having 2 dolls in front of the laptop. It's true. But those aren't technically ours. They were just gifted to us. They're in our stewardship.
Yeah.
As he says, as a child, I nearly pissed myself several times because of the porcelain dolls that it showed if the door was left open.
Oh my goodness.
It's scary as fuck. Karen says, I'm guessing jointed dolls are for animators to help draw the human body in different positions.
Yeah.
Algebra says, do they? Maybe they'll move when you're not watching, LOL. They have maintained the same position for the last year, so that's pretty good. And I say that now, and they're going to start like, hello.
Oh my God, Karen says, I'm afraid of puppets. They shouldn't be alive, but they pretend to be. Pinocchio fucked me up.
That's funny. Are you still on April story, says Major? We are right now we're like near the end of April, And I think we have a touch of May falling in there. I think we still have a couple of them from April, though. Basically, if we have a chunk of stories, like if we have 8 stories and they're all fairly short, I don't want to have a super short episode, so I'll pull 3 or 4 out of like the queue of where they're supposed to be, and then I'll look for like 2 longer stories, but I don't go too far. If I'm like scrolling up to like weeks upon weeks past that, I'm like, I'll just read 6 short stories. But usually it's like you scroll up 1 or 2 emails and a few days go by, and then you pull that long story. You do it again, you pull that long story, and then you're kind of good to go. So yeah, we're in April still, touching May.
The Snark says, I'm scared of pregnant women.
Are you scared of pregnant women? Or are you worried that you'll trigger a pregnant woman?
I don't know if it's... He says that it's... they just creep me out. So I understand that having kids is a natural part of most people's lives, but it still creeps me out. It's irrational, I know. Some people are just not into certain things.
Yeah.
So,
to each their not own. Don't know how that works.
Laura Ann said, the doll story sounded familiar to me too. So maybe we did read it before, but I guess it's in 2 story times now.
For me, it feels like it's new, but maybe it was one that Robin read that I wasn't reading, and that's why. Or maybe it was posted somewhere. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Milf Hunter says show toes for $40. No, I'm good, thanks.
Show toes for $40? Send the money. I'll show toes right fucking now.
He's got hobbit feet.
I don't have hobbit feet.
He's Frodo.
They're hairy.
The Snark says, oh, I showed a home where a woman had a room full of dolls. It was the creepiest thing ever. My client didn't warn me when he went into the room first, and I legit walked in and pulled the fastest U-turn ever.
That's so funny. Akbar says, oh, wait, since I'm late. Adam, are you wearing pants? I'm actually wearing basketball shorts today. I decided not to go pantless. Karen says, I only listen on Spotify, so the only way for me to hear the story is if it was sent in previously. Strange. Oh, well. Algebra says, Google Podcast gang here. I listen on Google Podcasts as well. Ralph says, question for the two of you. Spoiler for Hill House. The writer doesn't realize he has seen a ghost fixing the clock. How often do you think people, even you, see ghosts but don't realize it?
Probably a lot.
In my life, probably not that often, because I live in a house that was built fairly recently, and I work in a building that's a year old. But there's places that I do go where
it's like when we're out on the town or out in a big group of people that it could be more common. Not like where I work or where we live. It's probably just like when we go on the strip or when we've been on vacation and gone to a different country and stuff like that. So
I probably saw a lot in Japan, because that place is very old. I don't want to say old in a bad way. It's
long history.
Got a very long history. That's a great way to put it.
And you're the writer.
Karen says, I work all day writing and creating words, and sometimes I just don't have words.
Oh, you create words?
I create words. Like emo weesin.
What the F is an emo weesin?
Yeah, you're never going to know now because you were mean. Karen says, for me right now, it's 11 p.m. Make a wish. No.
So the 11,
I thought that only works at a.m.
No, the 11:11 thing, I did not know was a thing until I read a book, and it was focused around this girl who had a tradition with her sister when it came to 11:11, and they were like, make a wish and stuff like that every time it was 11:11. So
I was raised military time sometimes. Like, I shouldn't say that. My mom's probably watching like, you're a fucking liar. But my dad would always ask me randomly, like, what time is it military time? So for me, it's really 23:11. So I don't trigger like 11:11, you know?
You're triggering me right now.
I would trigger 11:11 a.m. and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for like noon. But those are only like an hour and 20 minutes apart.
All right. So I'm going to go into this next email.
Whoa. I still got so much over here. Okay, I need to scroll up. Damn it. So Major says, I wish I had a girlfriend. Karen says, I wish I had friends. Algebra says, me too, Major. Me too. Major says, Karen, you have me. Akbar says, Karen, are you in Southeast Asia? Algebra says, Karen, you got a friend in me, which is a solid Toy Story reference. Akbar says, you got a friend in me. Karen says, no, I'm in Ohio. LOL. That's a world away. Englitch says, you have lots of spooky friends. Karen, we can make an earth sandwich. That's the coolest thing in the world. One of you puts a piece of bread on the ground. The other person puts a piece of bread on the ground. And in between is the planet. So awesome. And then Aljabar tells Akbar, I am from Southeast Asia. Major says, when the road is rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. So
do you know what that's from?
I have no idea.
That's from that same song.
Gotcha. All right. Ralph says, do you guys
How
think
do you
cats...
not know that?
I don't know. Ralph says, do you guys think cats scare off evil
Yes.
spirits? Yes, I do. I 100% do.
I think our cat is snooty, but also very good at doing her job.
I think that's why cats are so snobby, because they're like, if you've seen the shit I've seen, like, you would be snobby too. I think dogs can sense it. Cats can see it. So dogs will, like, scare something off or get scared of something super evil. And I think cats are just like, fuck yeah. And that's why you hear them yelling in the middle of the night. So.
Are you done?
I am done.
Sweet. All right. So I'm going to head into this next email.
Final email of the show.
Yes. And it comes from Jose. And the subject.
Hey, Jose.
Of course you would. The subject is shadows. Hello there, dudes and dudettes. Well, all right. Hello.
What's up? Hello.
My name is Jose from California. Just for starters, I have poor grammar, but thanks to modern technology, the phone can autocorrect my spelling errors. I have many horror/spooky stories that have happened to me, and I'll share one today. In 2017, I started my job. Everything was going smooth until I started to see dark shadows through my peripheral vision at work. I would spot them from afar and ignore it, since I thought it was my imagination playing tricks on me. As time passed, the shadows began to get closer. Soon, I started to see the shadows pass right next to me. I got spooked and asked some of my coworkers if they see shadows. Some told me that I was on drugs. The one told me that he sees them too and never wanted to mention it to anybody. He told me that the shadows were more active in the storage room. Nothing spooky happened to me. I just saw a lot of shadows. I would usually see a lady with a blue dress that had a lot of little white flowers. I never saw her face because once I turned to see her, she would disappear.
Sounds like shadows were like developing into full-blown people.
Yeah, like apparition type things. I don't work there anymore, but I usually think about the dress that had a lot of little white flowers. Oh, wait, holy shit. I mean, you could too, but that's not how the story goes. I don't work there anymore, but I usually think about the shadows and why they were there. I never searched up the location because I don't know how to do that. But it would be nice to know if something horrific happened there. It would be nice to know if something horrific happened there. Can't wait to hear my story on your podcast. By the way, I'm Square Pantaloons from Instagram.
What up, Square Pantaloons?
Said that every time I listen to the intro and the ending music from the podcast, that I always imagine the Simpsons organ lady playing their theme song and passes out/dies. Love you guys.
I will say, okay, you're ending it. Go ahead.
Love you guys, and you will hear from me soon. By the way, I love Arnold quotes. Sayonara.
Nice. Good stuff. Now, Square Pantaloons holds a special place in my heart because they messaged this to me, and it's the first person, and to this day, and I'm sure now people will say it too, the only person who has ever 100% fucking nailed the reference I was going for when I was searching for this music, because I wanted something that was like kind of creepy and kind of upbeat, and I was like, in my head I was like, I want In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, but I want In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida on that fucking organ from that episode of The Simpsons when Bart changes the name to In the Garden of Eden, and they play it, and that song is super long, and the episode begins with the church lady playing it on the church organ, and like it's this fucking awesome epic rock ballad. So when it ends, finally, she just passes out on the organ. So I'm pretty sure, by the way, that is the opening to most people, including my mother's favorite episode of The Simpsons, which is where Bart loses his soul, which is such a deeply profound episode of any television show ever. And it's a cartoon called The fucking Simpsons, where people have like 4 fingers and they talk about butt sometimes. So I'm just saying, if you've never seen that episode, that's why you're not like so excited to talk about this right now.
I didn't really watch The Simpsons
It's a beautiful episode of television. It's so good. And like, just to break it down really fast, like they learn about the concept of a soul. Bart thinks it's stupid. His friend Milhouse, who's like the nerd, is like, if you think it's stupid, you should sell me your soul for $5. So he writes down Bart Simpson's soul on a piece of paper and gives it to Milhouse, and then bad things start happening to him. And it's really weird things at first, and then it starts getting worse and worse, like sliding doors won't open for him, his dog is growling at him now, and like Lisa, who's his smart sister, starts telling him like the philosophies behind the soul, and like it could actually be something, even though like she's fairly like not about religion in the show. And then it becomes like this journey for him to get his soul back, because he goes to get it back from Milhouse, and Milhouse tells him like he's going to charge him $50 for the soul instead of $5. And all this shit happens, and the soul keeps getting sold to other people and like drifting away from him. And then like in the end, like he goes home because he couldn't find his soul and he's super depressed, and he prays. and like he asks God to help him to send him his soul back because he's so sorry he gave it up. And then his soul falls down from the sky and lands on his bed.
That's when Lisa's the one that...
Lisa bought it for him. Yeah. And she tells him, like, some philosophers think that you don't just get born with a soul, you have to earn your soul. And what you did tonight probably earned you your soul. And they cut back to Bart, and he's eating the fucking piece of paper. And then the episode ends with his dog sleeping in his bed with him.
Aww.
And he's super happy. And this is not a joke. This is 100% true. When this episode came out, I was in 5th grade. And I was like, only an idiot would sell their soul. And my friend Lee goes, I'll sell you my soul for $5. And I was like, all right, you're an idiot. So he wrote Lee so-and-so's soul on a piece of paper, and I gave him $5. And directly after that, bad stuff started to happen to Lee, like a bunch, to the point where he paid me the money back after about a week. And when I gave him that piece of paper back, he ate that fucking piece of paper in the middle of class. Like, that's how, like, serious he was. Like, he was scared. Like, bad shit would not stop happening to him. That is 100% true. If I text Lee right now, you remember when I bought your soul? He'll say something about the fact that he ate that piece of paper and fixed everything. So I love that episode of The Simpsons, and it always reminds me of my stupid friend Lee. Shout out. He doesn't listen. So I'll let him know I told this story, and then maybe he'll listen to it. But, yeah, good stuff.
Nice.
All right. You going to read your stream chat? Because I'm going to read mine first, so then I can set up
Yeah, you read yours
Marbles
first.
on stream, bitches. If you're on youtube.com/ you don't even need to know you're there. If you're on YouTube, switch over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast because we're about to do Marbles on stream, which you can participate in for free to earn some free merch, which we will send to you if you're in Twitch and you type in 2 things, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to read the YouTube stuff, and then you can do your thing.
All right.
So they said, fuck yeah, Earth Sandwich. Someone said, LOL, Adam, I'm disappointed because I didn't recognize the lyrics. Algebra said, you're not alone, Adam. I only knew that line. Thank you, Jesus. Karen says, when cats fall, they're like, hey, I'm cool, I'm good. Suddenly gets serious. You saw nothing. That's totally how a cat operates, too.
So Arya, our black cat, she does not really like getting messed with too much.
Except if it's Robin.
So I will pick her up and stuff like that and like kiss her a whole bunch and make her love me. But she'll complain about it. And then as soon as I put her down, she jumps back up like she's like, what the
Why'd
F?
you put me
Why'd
down?
you stop?
All right, Algebar says, I never watched the Simpsons episodes. Ralph says, great episode of Simpsons. Glitch says, he has no breath. He can't even spell his own name on the ice cream thing. Everyone's like, and writing like balls or whatever, which was never what they wrote on The Simpsons. But he tries to breathe on it. He has no breath. That's another really good point. God, that episode's so fucking good. Algebar says, I'll sell my soul for free. Take those deals, I don't know, private. Don't put them up in the YouTube thing. I don't want your soul to be sold through fucking like e-commerce and we get stuck with like demons. Karen says, my cat stared deep into my eyes and saw into my soul. I didn't even know I had a soul. That's so funny. Ralph says, hashtag bring Ralph back on, LOL.
You have more stories, so
you have more stories,
Ralph
man.
Episode.
Ralph episodes are great because we get to listen to you, and more importantly, we don't have to do 5 fucking hours of research minimum on whatever topic we're covering. So, Etsy says, oh no, I gotta download Twitch again. Here's the deal, man. Like, I'm traveling. I'm not going to be in town. I'm supposed to get back into town very early Monday morning and then work on Monday and then come home, do research, write the script, record the episode, post it, and then I finally get to go to sleep for a decent amount of sleep. So it might be about time for another Ralph episode. So
if you're off, I mean,
we'll coordinate with you, bro.
All right.
I'm planning right now, for those peeps that are watching, because you get to know this early, I'm planning on doing EVPs. So I can cover electronic voice phenomenon, tell you what it is,
Phenomenon.
and then play a few, which are going to be super creepy.
I can't stand listening to EVPs.
Because it's like,
they freak me out.
Ball sex.
No, because it's like someone asking a question and then in a really light whisper, it's like, yes. You know what I mean? Where it's just, I just gave myself chills. I hate it.
I think most EVPs are fake. I think most EVPs are someone asking a question, someone going into another room and whispering, and then like they pick it up. I would only believe an EVP if I took it or someone vouched, like with a skeptic in the room that I trusted that it happened. I was seeing how your nose blowing was going. Yes, I'm done.
Yeah, my nose is stuffed up here. I'm sick. I've been like fighting some sort of thing because every morning I wake up with a fever and then my nose is runny, or like during reading one of these stories, my throat really hurt, and so I'm just like, bleh, over it. Girl Panic, welcome. Glad you made it.
What up, Girl Panic?
So yeah. So everybody, please jump over to twitch.tv/scaryish podcast because we are going to play marbles in a second, and it's totally free to play. And a Twitch account is also free. And if you want to just enter in to win some cool Scarish stickers / maybe a coaster / maybe a window cling type thing, come join us and play marbles with us. And if you have Amazon Prime, Amazon does have a deal with what is it called? Twitch. Does have a deal with Twitch. So
Queen of plugs here, ladies and gentlemen.
If you go to twitch.amazon.com and you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect your free account, your free Twitch account that you can make to your Amazon Prime, and Amazon gives you a free $5 subscription to any channel you want. So you get a subscription every 30 days. You could choose us to give your subscription to or whoever you want. But we do have special emotes for our subscribers. I just put up a whole bunch of new ones if you want to up your subscriber tier. So come and check it out. It's
Indeed.
awesome.
For right now, though, if you're in Twitch, go ahead and type in !vote, then a space, then a number that corresponds with the track you would like to race. And we can get some votes in here on what we're going to race. Right now, it's a tie. Every vote counts. Toss them out. I just totally smacked my coffee and almost knocked it off the table. Does anyone else get like super anxiety when you pick your phone up and you have a bunch of notifications?
Yep.
Like, I know it's not going to be people talking to me. It's going to be just apps being like, hey, bro, like, you need to pay attention to me.
I swipe them off.
But I just get anxiety as soon as I see it.
Like, when I wake up and I see so many notifications, I'm just like, swipe, 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 swipe. Because I just can't bring myself to look at so many things. Thank you so much, Jackie Chan, for following us. You're awesome.
Shout out to Jackie Chan.
Also, I love, like, legit Jackie Chan, the actor Jackie Chan.
You mentioned that a lot.
I do mention that a lot. He just is such an awesome person, and the fact that he did his own stunts for such a huge part of his life.
Almost his entire life.
Yeah. I mean, he's
and
such
the
a
fact
cool
that
guy.
he was, like, super hella sexy as Chun-Li. Like, sexiest Chun-Li cosplay I've ever seen. You don't agree with me on that?
In that one movie, yeah.
I don't know what movie it was. I just seen it on YouTube. I'm like, holy shit, Jackie Chan looks good. But ! Vote, then a space, then the number that corresponds to your track. Right now, Mountain Pass is in the lead, but it only has 3 votes. We have a lot of stuff scattered out there with 1, a few with 2, and just 1 with 3. So cast your vote now. Once we get in there, we're going to see who's going to win some free merch. Robin, what kind of merch do we have for the folks?
I have a whole bunch of stickers. I don't have any more of the adventure ones. I do have some basic scary stickers. I think I have one corn one left. Chug some corn. I have one of those left.
Chug some corn.
Our supply is getting pretty limited as to what we have. I still have some I hate yous with the heart. But I do need to create more or get more printed of certain ones. You guys should let us know which ones you like, and that will help me decide what I want to order. Because I'm out of the why those, I think.
No.
Yeah.
So we have 3 votes for Mountain Pass. It's going to be the winner clicking race right now. We're going to load this thing up, and then you just have to type !play, and you will get your marble on this stream. And if you win, congratulations, you just won a little bit of free merch. So !play right meow.
Christian J. Wolf, if you didn't email us, then I wouldn't have sent it. So maybe email us again, and I will see if it worked out. I'll check it out. So just email us. You have to email us your mailing address, storytime@scaryish.com, and see if that works out, because it just depends. And I know there was one where someone wanted me to mail it to the Philippines, and I really tried, and I don't know if it will work because it's all the way in the Philippines, but I mailed it twice. And let's see.
Are you going to join?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Are you going to do that thing where it's like 15 seconds left? You're like, oh my God, did I join? that we all know and love. All right, we have 16 marbles joined in right now. If you want to join, please go to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. Bye, Karen. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And type in !play. We're going to wait for about 20 more seconds, then we're going to get this thing going. Glitch says, @BeesNerd, ! Fall off.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so any of you guys that are new to Marbles, it is a game that we play at the end of all of our streams. We do 2 races, and the winners of each race get some scary-ish sticker or something, and I mail it to them. But it's just you press X or type in !play, get a marble in the race, and just see how the race goes.
And you have to be on Twitch.
You have to be on Twitch. It doesn't work on YouTube, unfortunately.
All right. You have 10 seconds to join if you have not done so already. We have 16 marbles, and that means that you're going to have decent odds of winning something right meow. So let's see how this goes.
B-Shirt says, @glitch, #hackerblock magic activated.
That's hilarious. All right. So everyone's going to fall down. Then everyone's going to rise back up and then fall down again and wind up in that
Have we done this one already?
We have.
Okay.
Neon Scars won at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So it took us a while because the world record is 1:39. So right now, Raisin Rebel looks like they're in the lead with Jackie Chan giving them a run for their money. In fact, Jackie Chan looks like they're in first place. It never knows who's in first place until people move out of this like Plinko machine. But it looks like the Snarked is the first to make it out with Meadows, Jackie Chan, the other Meadows, Queen Caffeine right behind.
The Snark says, scarish stickers equals swaggerish.
Swaggerish? That's funny.
Yeah, sometimes my mouth doesn't work. Stickers.
I'm aware. So we're going to go round and round and hit a bunch of patches where we slow down, which is not my jam, but hopefully it gets exciting near the end down that track down there. We'll see what happens.
A lot of memories down that road.
A lot of memories down that road. Some of these tracks are designed for people that have like a ton of viewers, you know what I mean? So like some balls are going to get stopped like that, and some of them are just going to like make a beeline right through it and zoom past. But like for people that don't have 1 million followers, it does get a little bit boring if everyone gets stopped. Right now, me and Girl Panic are racing hand in hand, and we'll see what happens there. If I win or if Robin wins, for any of you who has their first race
we just
tonight,
pass it on to the next person.
We pass it on to the next person. Looks like Jackie Chan and the Snarked are right behind us. Meadows is going to take a line past that cold patch and catch up to Girl Panic and I pretty quick.
Do these maps have sound?
I don't know, because we don't get to hear the sound.
We should one of these days, like, actually
watch our own stream.
Well, not watch our own stream, but like plug headphones in so we can hear it.
Pulsating rods to make their way through.
Oh man,
Girl Panic has been eliminated. Looks like Queen Caffeine is about to be. I don't know if they're going to be eliminated. They came back down. Don't know who's in first place. It might be me, might be Meadows. Let's hang out here and see if anyone else gets knocked off.
Oof.
Laura Ann, you did not die. You came back down. I'm in the lead, and Meadows is right behind me right now. Jackie Chan on the other side, though, is giving Meadows a run for his money. Everyone else made it through.
Jackie.
So there's me. Jackie's over there. Meadows is behind me. We're going to see how everyone just kind of dumps out here. So Meadows and Jackie Chan are right there. Yeah, I put turbo speed on my balls.
Okay.
The fan blade has slowed me down.
Ooh.
Meadows has slowed down. I fucking died. This is horse shit. I mean, I was eliminated. No big deal. Amanda just went right through, getting slowed down, but she's definitely in the lead. And the end is near, so we'll see if she gets murdered by the pulsating rods. Beast Nerd has been eliminated. Or slowed down by the brick. Oh, she went around the brick. That's some veteran-ass shit, Amanda. That was amazing. Slow down a little bit before you fall in there, but you're going to take the record for the people that we race with for fastest lap ever. And first place, looks like Jackie Chan is going to come in second. Queen Caffeine is going to come in RIP because they just got eliminated. And Glitch, Laura Ann, and then Robin Grace are racing for third.
Q.
So close. Who will third? Glitch is third. Laura Ann is fourth. Robin is fifth. There's Neon Scars Ghost Ball that shows us what the record used to be before it was shattered by Amanda. And everyone else is going to trickle through except Raisin Rebel, who seems to have just stopped to hang out with the fan blade back there.
Who knows? Maybe the fan blade's super cool, okay?
Raisin Rebel says, am I dead? You're not dead. You're just chilling back there.
That Fortnite, wall is about to hit you, though.
I don't see the wall.
It's right there. You don't see those blue things on that pipe.
No. What pipe?
Up there. You
It's
see?
way up there. He said it's about to hit you. He's down here.
Nice.
You will finish, Raisin Rebel. Congratulations, and congratulations to Amanda for taking first place. Let's see final results. They're adding like bonus points this season. It's queer. Like, okay, so right there. Really weird. 12 bonus XP. So that's a lot of bonus XP. So Amanda jumps to 21 points
I'm at
this
34.
season. Robin's at 34, which we all know is a lie. I'm stuck at 21. Elf Huntress is at 17. Yeah, and those are the folks at the top right now. We have another race coming up though, and apparently like 12 bonus points is quite a bit. So this makes up for my 2 eliminations last time. Amanda says 100% legit. We have one more race tonight. So if you were watching and you're like, man, I kind of wished I would have joined, you can this time. You get one more chance.
Twitch.tv/Scarish-podcast. Glitch says, at BeastNerd, nah, don't put that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby.
Exclamation point vote, and then the track you would like to race. Excuse me. All right, we have a tie right now as the votes are coming in. Portal Purgatory is in first place. Also, Portal Purgatory was voted on by our previous winner, Amanda. If we wind up tying between 2 tracks or 3 or 4 or whatever, we're going to use the fucking Bixby. We're gonna use.
You didn't even say Bixby.
I know, and she still decided to talk to me.
I left mine.
We'll use the previous
else.
winner's choice.
I think I left mine in the bathroom.
I need to use mine to join in. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta press exclamation point play. Oh wait, we haven't decided.
Are you on Facebook right now?
No, I'm messaging my sister. Okay.
She voted. She joined in last time. Why are you messaging her?
Because she said I can't. I'm at home, but then she entered, and I don't understand. So confused.
All right, right now, Pixel's Death Alley, which is a dangerous name. It sounds pretty fucking sweet. Bye, Emma. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Meadow says, sorry, Amanda wanted to pass her win.
Who was after?
It's a good question. Damn it. I was like, I know this. It's in my head somewhere.
Was it me?
It was not you. Was it Jackie Chan? I think it was Jackie Chan.
Okay. So, Jackie, if you could email us at storytime@scarish.com and let us know what design might interest you, and we'll see if we have any alternatives if it doesn't work out, and where you would like us to mail it.
Why won't it show me? I just want to see.
No, it's not going to show you. Just.
It should show me history. It's stupid that it doesn't.
Are we ready, Freddie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jackie Chan. So, congratulations, Jackie. Wow, we got 6 votes for Pixel's Death Alley. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the one we're going with. So, Pixel's Death Alley will be our last track of the night. It looks like we haven't raced this one before. The record time is 1 minute and 6 seconds, .666. So, this does seem like one for a scary podcast. Let's do it. All right, exclamation point play if you would like to join in.
Exclamation point play. Boop. Boop, 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 boop.
All right, we have 13 marbles right now. We had 16 last time. Let's get at least one more for the last race of the night.
Yes.
We are up to 16. We want to have
Uno mas.
one more folk join in than join last time. And it looks like we got everyone that was in last time as well. Girl Panic says, Beast Nerd is getting crowded. LOL. That's funny. All right. We need one more folk.
Where's Miss Deezy?
Where is Miss Deezy? That's a good question.
She says she's working out, so.
Right on. That makes sense.
Exclamation point play. Anyone else?
Anyone who's watching who has not joined, who didn't join last time, telling you.
We only have 16 viewers, so it might be maxed out.
We might be maxed out. Son of Beach. So that might just be it. We're going to wait for about 20 more seconds just in case anyone's going to pop in and be like, you guys still reading stuff tonight? And then they can join in. Otherwise, we're going to get going with the same number we had last time.
And if you're still on YouTube, jump over twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. An account is free. And it's free to try and attempt to join the race and maybe hopefully win something if you get first place. We usually have beginner's luck.
10 seconds to join an exclamation point
too
play
late
if you
now.
haven't already done so. Because I'm pretty sure YouTube is cleared out or they've transferred over here, so. Beastner says, exclamation point play, but no one from Texas. I love Texas. We're plinkoing down. Everyone's kind of grouped up. Raisin Rebel, Queen Caffeine, the Robin Grace, Abe's Monster, Elf Huntress. All right there. Elf Huntress got to the arrows first. They are in first place. The game doesn't want to let us watch you. Don't know why. What you did to make this game mad. Woo Scary-ish has just launched off the side and has been eliminated. Raisin Rebel appears to be in first place. What's that?
The Snark says, y'all, I haven't gotten any souls in a minute. So I don't know if you have to reset that thing. I don't know.
Have you collected souls? The Robin Grace is in first place. Elf Huntress, Glitch, and Amanda have all perished or been eliminated.
Ralph says, I haven't survived a race in 2 months.
Wow. Let's all hope that Robin dies and Ralph survives. Christian J. Wolf was just eliminated. The Robin Grace keeps hanging on. I went off of her marble because I was so sure she had just been eliminated. Girl Panic just shot right by Robin and is now in first place.
Oh. Wow, so fast.
I like that you're watching the 10 seconds ago one. Laura Ann is right behind Girl Panic. It's just all about hitting the accelerators and dodging these rods. Laura Ann is in first place now, trying to make her way through this obstacle. Meadows has been eliminated. Robin is still right there. Girl Panic, Jackie Chan right behind, looking for her second win of the night. Laura didn't get eliminated. Still alive.
Oh.
Robin is in first place. I've been eliminated.
Dog.
This is lame. There's Queen Caffeine, who has just taken the lead past Robin. And guess where we are? The end of the track, as long as you don't get randomly eliminated. Girl Panic 95 was just eliminated. Queen Caffeine, congratulations. You have won.
Yes. Email us.
The last race of Marbles on Stream tonight.
Email us at storytime@scariest.com with what you would like.
And an address we can send it to.
And an address we can send it to.
All right. So we had 8 folks get eliminated, unless a few more are going to. That's half of the people that raced. And right now, Jackie Chan came in 3rd. Of course, Robin came in 2nd. Laura Ann came in 4th. Raisin Rebel appears to be about to come in 5th. And then Beast Nerd and Abe's Monster and the Snark are still back there. It looks like the Snark just skipped ahead. Beast Nerd might still take 5th place. It says Raisin Rebel got eliminated, so I don't know how that happened. R.I.P. Snark takes 6th, and Abe's Monster is around here somewhere. There you are.
Those pulsing rods are scary.
They are.
That's what she said.
Wow.
All right.
And there we go. Last marble down for the night. Laura Ann says 4th place, both races. But that's pretty good points. So Robin finished 2nd. It's annoying. She's at 44 points.
Whoop, whoop.
Queen Caffeine is up to 21 points just like that. And that's 2 wins for Queen Caffeine this season already, which is leading the pack, I believe, with most wins. So pretty good stuff, Queen Caffeine.
All right. So thanks everyone who joined us for the Storytime episode and for the marbles races. If you folks haven't ever joined us for the live shows, please twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. You guys can follow us on there and then you'll get notified whenever we go live, which is Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, of course. And hopefully you can join us. We do these races at the end of our episodes every week.
Don't tell them.
What? Don't tell them?
You have to join us to see what the races are.
All right.
But you can win some free stuff.
All right. And then we had some really great stories this week, and we're so happy that you folks send them to us all the time. And if you have stories out there that you would like to share with us, some amazing homegrown horrors, please reach out to us, storytime@scariest.com, or go to our website, scariest.com, go to our contact us page. There's a little form there. You can fill it out, put your story in there, and it'll send that to us. But
social medias, Twitter is @ScarishPod, Instagram @ScarishPodcast, Facebook is facebook.com/ScarishPodcast. You can reach out to us there if you want. That's always accepted. We want your stories, even if you don't want them shared. You just want to have a dialogue or tell someone so you don't feel crazy. We're here for that. Plenty of folks do it. Do not feel like you're intruding on us. We sincerely insist. So aside from that, Robin, folks always ask, like, how can we support the podcast? We have 2 ways they can support us financially, and what are those?
you can go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast. It's like I don't say it every week or something. Patreon.com/scarishpodcast. Those are monthly donations. The tiers start at $1. And that gets you early access, access to exclusive content that we post. If you do the $3 tier, you get to help us choose topics. Like we had patrons help us choose this past week, which is awesome. So hopefully you guys join us there. And then we do have coffee, ko-fi.com/scaryish-podcast. Those are one-time donations. All those donations will help us upgrade our studio setup and upgrade our computer, which will be super cool. And I think that's it.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to everyone who supports us and reaches out to us and lets us know that like what we do is something that you want to listen to, because it makes us want to keep doing it. It really does.
Yeah,
so.
and we can't do it without you.
We can't.
So.
We absolutely can't, and we just want to say that we appreciate every one of you, and we're always excited to do these. We sincerely are, and if you haven't joined us live, like Robin said, try it out sometime. It's a fun time. So I think that's just about everything that we have for Storytime number 72. Lots of Storytime. So Robin, sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.